Carolina Panthers select Cam Newton, quarterback, Auburn.
One of the big stories in the NFL coming into the season is Cam Newton, #1 pick overall in the NFL draft. Here he is starting his first game for Carolina.
Cameron Jarrell Newton, Heisman-winning quarterback for the Auburn Tigers, a two-time BCS national champion.
And there is the man we talked about, Cam Newton, wearing #1. He begins his NFL career on the same field he ended his collegiate career with a national championship with the Auburn University Tigers.
The Rookie of the Year is probably a done deal at this point when you look at Cam Newton's stat line for the season.
I look back on you being the first pick in the draft as a raw rookie, making a splash in this league the way no young man has ever made a splash.
Rashad is the fullback. Newton's first NFL pass.
But I know what Tom Brady is. I know what Drew Brees is. I know what Aaron Rodgers is.
Is he having the greatest rookie season of all time at any position?
I'm not quite 100% sure what Cam Newton is.
On the third down, here comes the blitz. Steve Smith is going all the way. Touchdown, Carolina. 77 yards.
I get tired from doing this, Fran. He's breaking tackles. I'm like thinking this guy must be Superman.
The big body went over the top, and Cam Newton with his first NFL touchdown.
Even though you've been raised as a human being, you are not one of them. You have great powers.
Cam Newton! First down, and he's still loose.
That guy is incredible. He's listed at 6'5", 248. He's more like 6'6", about 255.
I have seen so much growth in him this year on and off the field.
They do. Steve Smith, touchdown, Carolina Panthers.
I cannot argue with his improvement this year when he improved all the way up to 24 touchdown passes to only 13 interceptions.
But as I said, this guy gives you a lot of options that are new to this league.
You think it's not going to happen for Cam Newton and for Ron Rivera and this current regime in Carolina? Why?
Cam Newton has it. He's got the option. Cam Newton has a touchdown.
Cam is polarized. Cam's got no class. Cam is a jerk. Cam had it dead.
Newton running. Newton gets to the corner. Cam down the sideline. Cam Newton. Hesitation. Still on his feet. Cam Newton. Touchdown, Carolina. What a play. Superman.
Cam Newton is a transcendent mega talent.
Newton. That should break the record, and it does. Cam Newton is the all-time leader in rushing touchdowns for an NFL quarterback at 13.
I'm going to do something that I've never done on this show.
Okay. Bravo. Bravo.
This dude, Cam Newton.
Yeah.
That was a coming out party as far as I'm concerned.
With a hip injury. 3rd and goal.
Today, this moment, big game. I take Cam over Aaron Rodgers.
I loved what I saw from him last night.
He keeps his Patriot offense at optimum play selection. And Brown powers to the goal line. And in for the New England touchdown.
There are players, it's like NASCAR. I didn't get NASCAR until I was on turn 3 and the car goes by 200 miles an hour. You don't get Cam Newton or Cam Chancellor, guys like that at quarterback or safety until they walk up on you.
There goes Cam. And to the highlight reel, that one. Newton to midfield. That might be the greatest play I've seen Cam make in a long time.
I'm looking at this guy. He was a playmaker.
The Patriots. Newton fires into. Touchdown to the tight end, Greg Olsen.
He was what you told me RG3 was going to be.
There's a certain point where the lights go off in your head, like the whole game makes sense.
Got a lot of room. And first down. Get out of bounds, 36.
And we're in that moment right now for Cam.
These are the critical moments that franchise quarterbacks come through.
That these young bloods you've been talking about, y'all must have forgot. My name is Cam Newton. Here I am.
Four-man pass rush. On the run again. Inside the 10. 10 again. Touchdown.
But I'm just looking at him, his poise, his playmaking ability. I mean, it was a couple of third and long situations. You needed a first down. Somehow, some way, he delivered. And this is what we envisioned. This is what we hoped for. This is what we fantasized about when we were talking about Cam Newton.
All my successful friends have one thing in common. Will. They just want it more.
It's almost like you have Tourette's, like, oh my God, you are a big son.
It's not supposed to happen this way.
My number one player in the NFL this season, without a doubt, is Cam Newton.
Play clock winding down, they get to play off. Newton steps up, throws for the end zone, holds it, touchdown!
Your name is Kal-El. You are the only survivor of the planet Krypton. You are here for a reason.
His confidence, his arm, his body language, his energy. I just sat there and I'm like, we're all crazy. Cam Newton's the player of the year in the league right now.
He finishes this off with his Superman impersonation. Oh my goodness, the legend just goes on.
Muted. All right, what's good, everybody? I wanted to give Cam his flowers, for all he's done as a Carolina Panther since as Jared stated, the Panthers haven't done it quite yet. Yeah, man, just wanted to I found that video on YouTube and I didn't make that video. Again, whoever made it, he was in the credits. So shout out to him. I wanted to get a quick video. But yeah, man, shout out to Cam Newton. It's funny because Dave and I were kind of talking as these things were as the video was playing. We kind of knew exactly where we were as some of those events happened. His debut, it's funny. His debut, we were on a cruise for your wedding, right? Was that your wedding? Yeah. So we were on a cruise. We didn't get to see the game live, but I think we saw it. Like we saw the ESPN highlights the day after. Which was super wild, man. And, we from that day on, we knew what we had in Cam Newton. So it's crazy. Again, I just wanted to give Cam Newton his flowers, and shout out to Cam. We kind of did it for everybody. We did it for Luke. We did it for Greg. So shout out to Cam Newton. And as his free agency rolls on, it's kind of been decided that we're moving on officially. And, again, since I had some time, I figured I'd put something a little bit. I didn't put it together, but put it into this slideshow. But Dave, any thoughts? Any final? Well, not final thoughts. It don't got to be final thoughts, but any thoughts on Cam Newton as we were watching that?
Listen, man. Like I could tell you another story. So the Monday Night Football Patriots game, I was out of town for work. I was in Lynchburg, Virginia, and I broke my foot at the Kanye West concert a few days prior to that. And so I'm in there with a boot at this bar in Lynchburg watching this game. And like in that area, there's a lot of Panthers fans, but the folks that I work with were Patriots fans because, they all came from New England. So like I'm sitting at this bar, I'm sitting at this table with a bunch of Patriots fans. I'm the only Panthers fan there. And I'm out here wilding. And then when more Panthers fans started coming in, I was like, all right, I'm in good territory. And then we pulled off the win at the end of the game, which was freaking awesome. Had me elated for the rest of the week, broke foot and all. But yeah, man, he's going to be missed. I don't like the way that is ending, but it seems like this franchise isn't good at closing these doors well.
Never. like we haven't handled any of them properly. Shit,
Peppers is probably the best one we've done.
Nah, I mean, but he had to come back to get his. We didn't handle that the first go around, right? You know what I'm saying? So we haven't handled any legend properly, like not one. We got Peppers right the second time around, but he had to get his walking papers first before he decided to come back. And obviously, we know how Steve Smith went. I would say Jonathan's we cut Jonathan. Well, I think that was handled properly.
We cut Jonathan. We cut D'Angelo, but like D'Angelo was warranted. Stewart made sense, because I mean, at one point both of those running backs were top 5 paid running backs.
Yeah,
Khalil might have been the best one.
Khalil was well handled. I like Khalil.
Khalil was well handled. Gross was okay.
Gross was okay, but they kind of forced him into retirement too, though.
Yeah.
So
the DeLones was handled pretty well.
Jake was okay. Yeah, man. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough, man. We got to get better. And I fault Tepper, but I don't necessarily fault him for getting his own people in. But there's a proper way you do it. So he gets some of the blame, but I don't. At the same time, I understand. So it is what it is. But yeah, we're turning the page, and that's obviously we love Cam here. Special dude, special talent, and it sucks that we never got the opportunity to get a Super Bowl win with Cam here in Charlotte, man. Because man, the dude was so good, man. It just sucks all the injuries happened and it led to this. So it sucks.
Yeah, well,
it sucks.
we didn't get the Super Bowl win, but we probably got probably one of the best seasons that a franchise has ever had.
Absolutely, one of the best performances too that year. He balling out of control, out of his mind. So yeah, man.
Because like even when they ranked the best Super Bowl teams of all time, that 2015 Panthers team was in there.
And it wasn't. I mean,
and they didn't win it.
And on paper, I mean, it wasn't even. On paper, we weren't even that good, realistically. I mean, you look at some of the.
Well, remember, we lost Kelvin.
Receiver. Yeah. But I'm just saying, you just look on paper, look at that team, and just kind of see where we were and how Cam put us on his back, like especially offensively. I mean, our offensive line. And people tout that offensive line, but they weren't that good. Like Cam was that good that year. I mean, people. Cam was that good. I mean, let's be real, okay?
They're gonna do documentaries about that 2015 season. They're going to. Yeah. I know it might be hard for us to watch, but compared to some of the other seasons that I've had to sit through, like the All or Nothing year, the 2-14 year, this potential upcoming year, I've sat through some rough seasons. So I'm not gonna ever say the 2015 season was rough. I hated the ending. Yeah. But it was a phenomenal year.
Yeah. I agree, man. I agree. Well, we're moving forward, and we got plenty of time while we're quarantined to go back and watch. I might do that, too. I might go back and watch that whole season, just every game in that season, just to go back.
You got time.
And relive.
The league pads is on them. The league pads is on them. Everybody can now.
I already bought it, so it is what it is.
Yeah,
shout out to Jared. Jared funded. He didn't fund that one, but Jared funded damn near everything else we got, pretty much.
Between him and Slim.
Yeah, between y'all, you guys funded everything. We appreciate that. So, but all right, Dave, before we get started, how was your quarantine weekend? Is your first weekend quarantine or second? How many weekends?
This is number 2.
This is number 2? I lost count, man.
This is number 2 for me. Don't worry. Our illustrious leader is going to probably have us out back to work in a week, so you might not have to do one more weekend quarantine, bro.
Yeah. Nah, man. So Mecklenburg shut down schools till May 15th. So this is out of control here.
Might as well just do the whole year.
Fam.
You already did May 15th?
I think they are. I think they are, but I think they may. There's a meeting about it tomorrow, I think, on what they're gonna do. But yeah, they out to May 5th. Mecklenburg County Schools out. We got a bunch of cases here in Mecklenburg County. We got 100 cases. So my ass has been in the house. All right. I ain't been nowhere. I've been to the grocery store like twice. Matter of fact, I had to go to Greensboro this weekend, and I must commend the Walmarts off of Elm Eugene near 85, near that new 85 loop. That Walmart has the best selection of A&T gear I've ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah.
That Walmart is stacked with A&T gear. So
too bad I can't fit any of it, but yes, I absolutely agree.
They don't go up to your size.
Nah, not that high, man. But don't worry, my kids, Cardia, they're covered.
They got the
and
most.
And prices are reasonable.
Yeah, very reasonable. They got the most. Oh, it's all NC Public School. Oh, my bad. I didn't know all.
Yeah, it's all of them.
I didn't know that. So good looking, Jerome J Simp. But yeah, shout out to that. Oh, you froze. Oh, there you go. Shout out to that Walmart off Elm Eugene, because that joint got mad anti stuff. But all right, anyway, moving on. I didn't do much. I did go to Greensboro this weekend. Had to check on my property. Had some guys move in, but other than that, I ain't do nothing. I ain't do nothing.
So like the adjacent states have shut down pretty much in essence. Massachusetts and Connecticut has got a stay-at-home policy. Rhode Island's coming real close to doing it. They're just shutting everything else around it. Schools are like closed for like 2 weeks to do this distance learning trial period because they're not ready to commit to something further than that, but we'll see how it goes. But I'll tell you what, there's folks around here that are not happy about the whole school shutting down thing because they have to close the daycares too.
Man, I tell you what though. Yeah, as a matter of fact, speaking of daycares, we shut ours down on this week. We shut it down this week. Kind of seeing where it goes, but we shut ours down this week. But I tell you what though, with the schools, my daughter had the Google Classroom today, and it was virtual, but that joint was kind of lit. Like the whole class the whole class was like kind of like this in a like Zoom meeting. Joint was kind of lit though. It's kind of lit.
You know what the funny thing is though? My daughter was telling me this morning there's only like 7 kids that are actually like participating, and there's like 25 in her class.
Nah, most of the kids participated in her. It's about access too. Not everybody has access to.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
they did a Chromebook. They did a Chromebook give out last week.
Yeah, they did that here too.
Yeah, so like I don't know, people might not have took heed because they out here dropping assignments, man. I was putting in work this morning.
Nah, they definitely got work. I kind of like it. The school system is doing a good job. I commend the school systems.
Considering they had to turn it around real quick.
Exactly.
A lot of the schools in Rhode Island wasn't prepared for it, but they turned around. They had a plan in place. Teachers have been responsive, so shout out to the teachers, man. Because I know this is a tough spot for them too.
Yeah, shout out to the teachers, man. But anyway, let's move on, Dave. Let's get into this content because it's free agency. It's popping. A lot of things are happening, and today we're gonna go through all the guys, kind of see what we got, kind of see how they project out into the Panthers, and see what we got here. So Dave, let's get this cracking. Before we get started, I must, Dave, since we're on quarantine, I did get us back on Spotify. So we're back on Spotify, and we should be back on Apple Podcasts pretty soon. So the stream should be going back up, and we should be having that feed. I know a couple people requested, hit me up in the DMs on Twitter saying where y'all at? Well, I had time to fix it, so we should be back. And good to go for Apple Music or Apple Podcasts and Spotify and all the other Stitcher, all the other stuff should be right behind it too. So should be back. So I appreciate y'all bearing with us on that because I let that slide. But yeah,
we both did, man. I ain't gonna let you take all that heat.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, again, big thanks to Cam. We gotta give him his flowers while he can smell them. Shout out to Cam. We appreciate everything done for the community, the Panthers. And all that good stuff, man. We really appreciate it. And Cam was good. He's not dead, but he's a good dude. And I hopefully gets an opportunity somewhere else. And we'll kind of talk about that as we dive into this. But shout out to Cam, man. We love Cam. I think Cam was great for us, and hopefully he gets another opportunity here pretty quick. All right. So any thoughts on Cam, Dave? I think we kind of already talked about it, but any
yeah, man. Thoughts? Cam's my guy, man. Yeah. I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna miss him playing for us. That's for sure.
For sure, we're gonna miss that competitive spirit that Cam had. So, but it's all good, man. Anyways, turning the page. So let's get it cracking. All right. Eric Reed was cut, Dave. Eric Reed was cut.
Yeah, man. They just signed him.
But he was cut, and I'm gonna save my analysis on why, from a football perspective, I think it was a decent cut. I'm not gonna be mad at it, and I got some interesting numbers that justify.
I got one.
Go ahead, Dave.
He broke the freaking franchise record for tackles for that position.
Yeah, but that's not a good thing for your defense.
No, it's not. But it ain't all him.
No, it's not. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Touting a high tackle count is not not necessarily a good thing for the defense when your safety has all those tackles. But again, I have some numbers to back up what I'm saying when we get to that section. When I get to start talking about Burris, I'll bring up some of those numbers. But I think it was
all right.
Go ahead.
From a football standpoint, we can get into that discussion, but I think there's more to it than that.
Could be. No, it could be. And I think that goes for a bigger. I think it's a bigger discussion period. When you start talking about a Cam Newton, you start talking about an Eric Reed, guys that are very vocal in the locker room, and you got a new coach. The new coach can't be having that. Like from a new coach perspective, you want to have all control and all say over the team. And when you got guys like Cam Newton, who are very vocal and they have their own style, and hey man, these guys are I'm speaking out loud, and this is just me talking. I'm not saying Rule said this or this is me talking. Eric Reed and those guys could get in the way of what Rule wants to communicate. So Reed was very vocal, bro. Like he said what he wanted, when he wanted, and how he wanted it. And that may not jive with what Rule wanted. He wasn't about that. Rule ain't about that.
Nah, like the thing is, man, Rivera and Rule, as it comes to a culture, are different people. Like typically Rivera will let players be players and let folks express how they feel. Like Rivera didn't necessarily agree with some of the things that Reed did either, but he was a player on that football team and he respected that.
And I think that's why Rivera's so respected, because he allows players. And a lot of people said that Rivera allows players to be themselves. And not to say that Rule won't. We don't know. We have no idea. We don't know what Rule is going to be.
I just know this man broke a couple franchise records, and he's now on the street out of town on a brand new deal.
Yeah, but I'm just saying breaking a franchise record for tackles is not like something like that's a talking point. That doesn't mean anything for me. You know what I'm saying? Breaking a tackle record as a safety, that's not a good thing. You know what I'm saying? That's not where I want my safety. I don't want my safeties breaking tackle records. That's just
I get it, but our defense wasn't exactly A1, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it wasn't exactly world beater status. But I agree.
I'll get into it further when we get to it.
But I'm more like, I think the fact that he had a lot of tackles could have been a factor, there's way more to it than that. Because you just signed the guy. Like you just signed him. It'll be one thing if you signed him last year.
And see, that's a good point. This kind of gives you, because Hurney signed him, did he not?
Yes.
So Hurney signed him and Hurney cut him. Like typically that doesn't happen. So you know that there's other ears, there's other voices that are making these decisions, and that's a good sign, because I'm quite frankly, we need that new energy in the front office. We need somebody else making those decisions. So this could be a pure Rule play. This seems to be a Rule move here, and there's others, but this seems to be a Rule move. So it is what it is. All right. So and that's a good point. B-Wade, we'll talk about that later. He says they put Reed in the box a lot. That's a good point, and I'm gonna talk about that. I'm going to talk about that. Hold tight. Hold that thought. So I'm going to talk about that. All right. So, and that's part of the reason why he was cut, I think. And we'll talk about that in a second. All right. Moving on. Let's get into some of these. So this is the free agent tracker. This is some of the guys that have signed with other teams, and some guys are still waiting to be signed. So obviously James Bradbury to the Giants, Mario Addison to the Bills, Gerald McCoy to the Cowboys, Vernon Butler to the Bills, Greg Olsen to the Seahawks, Greg Van Roten to the Jets, Bruce Irvin to the Seahawks, Dontari Poe to the Cowboys. And you got all these guys on the right-hand side waiting to be signed. Eric Reed, Darrell Williams, Ross Cockrell, Jarius Wright, Chris Hogan, Kyle Love, Colin Jones, and Javian Elliott are both guys, all guys that are looking to be signed elsewhere. So any thoughts on this list, Dave? It's a nice little list of people leaving.
Everybody got his money, man.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Bradbury
he got his
paid.
money. I'm not shocked by McCoy. Not shocked by Addison, Olsen. Good riddance to Butler. Kind of disappointed with Bruce Irvin, but it is what it is.
Bruce Irvin's getting, and that's my guy. I
love Bruce.
We won't tolerate any Bruce Irvin disrespect on this podcast still, even to this day. Okay, no Bruce Irvin disrespect, but he may not fit in the jive of the age category as far as what we're moving, as far as youth movement. So we don't know. We don't know.
And Poe, man, you want to talk about a signing that was a failure?
Well, I think the first year was bad. The second year was better because I think he benefited from the nose tackle change, the scheme change. I think benefited him the most, but then it hurt. I think it hurt the entire defense.
Everybody else.
Yeah, it's I don't know. That's weird. I don't know.
We know who caused it, so
I agree. I think McCoy. They're saying that McCoy had Marcus saying McCoy had some parting shots. I think he said that he hasn't never been rotated so much in his career. Rivera rotated a lot of guys in and out, and he didn't like that. He didn't like being rotated. He wanted to be a 3-down guy or every down guy, and he didn't want to be rotated. So he took a shot at Rivera. I think that's all Rivera. He does that. That's Rivera's thing, is rotate guys in and out. They never get in a rhythm, but that is what it is.
Irvin threw some shots too. I wasn't aware of that.
I don't know about Irvin. I didn't know what Irvin said. But yeah, no, I get it. I see why everybody's upset. I get it. But all right. Excuse me. Anything else? Anything else on these guys?
Nah, we good, man. I'm looking on this right side. I wonder how long it's going to take before Eric Reed gets another opportunity.
It might be a while, man.
That's wild, man.
That's another guy that people may not want in their locker room like that. For the reasons we said earlier. I mean, Eric Reed is very vocal. He's going to say what he says, and he has the beef with the NFL, that hasn't gone away. I don't think it's ever going to go away for him until Cap gets signed. So, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, that's just, he may not ever get another chance. The guy I'm looking at, two guys I'm looking to bring back potentially. That's Elliott and Ross Cockrell. If they don't get signed, we bring them back even cheaper. I would bring back those two guys. Everybody else can kick rocks, but I would bring back those two guys.
You wouldn't bring back Darrell Williams cheap?
Nah, I'm cool on Darrell, man. I'm cool on Darrell. And I feel really bad for that kid, man, because that injury like derailed. He was on his way to huge money, and that injury took him out. And then we tried to play with him and move him around all these different places, and he just got exposed. He came back too early, re-injured himself, and he was never. That was
never been the same.
Never been the same. Man, I feel really bad for him. He left a lot of money on the table. Well, not he, but there was a lot of money left on the table because of the injury. So I feel really bad for him.
Yeah, because he was playing at all-pro level before.
Yeah, he was. He was playing good. But anyway, all right, moving on. Any more thoughts on this?
I'm good, man. Let's keep it rolling.
All right, so let's get into it, Dave. So this is the free agent signing that happened today from the XFL. We've got PJ Walker. Okay, I'm gonna go through every guy, and as you can see, if there's a connection in your top right corner, there's gonna be a little icon there, a little logo indicating the connection. And we're all familiar with that Temple logo, right? Because there's a lot of Temple guys on this roster.
Owl, man.
Yeah, there's a lot of Temple
what
guys.
What sound does an owl make?
Who?
Oh yeah, is it really a who?
Yes.
Yeah, they do. I don't know. Listen, man, I don't do animals often, so I don't know.
All right, yo, that's funny. But PJ Walker, the XFL GOAT, who we all said, while the XFL was going on,
we were going to sign him.
We were going to sign him, and it happened today, and it's a good look. It's a good look. Just a couple notes from Pro Football Focus, because they do have XFL stats, by the way. And this is just
make some money on the XFL, man, during daily.
These are some numbers to keep in mind when we get later into the discussion. But deep passes, 19% of his passes were deep passes, okay? And he has an adjusted completion percentage of 34%, which is not too shabby. He led the XFL in yards and attempts, and he had a 64.7% completion percentage. That's not bad either. We all hyped up Cam for finally getting to the 60s. When Norv Turner came along, when the Dink and Dunk offense came along, Cam finally got into the 60s. So that's where PJ Walker is. With QBs of more than 100 dropbacks in XFL, he had the least amount of time in the pocket at 2.23 seconds, which is crazy. And when he has less than 2.5 seconds, he has a 69.5% completion percentage, Dave. He's almost 70% under pressure, B. He's almost 70. He has a 70% completion percentage under pressure. That's wild. That's wild.
Here's the thing about XFL for those who don't watch. The plays come out much quicker. It's a much faster paced game than the NFL is.
Yeah. So yeah, when he doesn't have time, he gets the ball out. And when he has more time, his completion percentage goes down. I don't know the correlation for that, but I don't know. But he's a mobile quarterback. He's a more mobile quarterback, can run. I think he's a nice comparison to he's a more of a Russell Wilson type, Kyler Murray type than he is a Lamar Jackson. People want to say that he's a runner. Not quite a runner. He's more of a thrower that can run. So he'll run when he has to, but he won't run. He doesn't have design run plays for him. So I think he's a solid addition. I don't think he's gonna start, not this year anyway. But I think it's a solid position for him to be in case something happens to Teddy, which I'll talk about later. But I think it's a very good signing, and I think we should probably look at his partner too, Cam Phillips, which was his guy in the XFL. Probably should take a look at him. There's a lot of that Cam Phillips PJ Walker connection was insane in the XFL. They were lighting it up together, bro. They were lighting it up. So Cam Phillips has not been signed yet, but it's probably someone we should really take a look at. But man, shout out to PJ Walker. We all saw it's coming, not hard, and I think he definitely slots in at QB2 for right now. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with PJ. Any thoughts on PJ Walker, Dave?
Welcome to the squad, man.
And he got a 2-year deal too. Just to look at his spot track, he got a 2-year deal and becomes a restricted free agent in 2022. So that's major when it comes to that, because if the dude balls out, he's ours. You know what I'm saying? He can't sign anywhere else without some compensation. So that's a very smart move by whoever drew up that contract. So he'll be a restricted free agent in 2022. So smart little 2-year deal. I like it. Any thoughts, Dave? Final thoughts?
Shout out to PJ, man. It'll be interesting to see how this goes, because with all the moving and grooving that's going on at that position, I'm curious to see how. We already know what happened to one guy. I'm curious to see what's going to happen to the other one. Yeah,
we'll talk about that.
We'll get to it.
All right, moving on from PJ. Next up, we had Tahir Whitehead. Tahir Whitehead, who came from the Raiders. He was number 21, the number 21 linebacker against the run. So he's a very good run stopper. He got a 1-year deal worth a 1-year deal. Yeah, 1-year deal worth $2.5 million. This is a really good low key signing. Tahir was really good. I think he had 4 straight years of over 100 tackles, which is pretty good at the linebacker position. The only problem with him is that a lot of Raiders fans will say that he did not make the impact play. So you know how Luke, and there's a stat in Pro Football Focus that talks about this, about the stops, the plays that stop the offense, from making runs. They're called stops, and he doesn't have many of those. Okay, he has tackles, a lot of tackles, but he doesn't have those stopping plays, those offense stopping plays like a Luke Kuechly would. And he is absolutely atrocious in coverage. He's terrible in coverage, and I think he gives up. I think he has an 80% completion percentage against him, so he's not very good in pass protection, in coverage. So he's not very good at all. And I think he's slightly ahead of Levante David in run stop. So just kind of shows you
he's outside, isn't he?
I think they moved him to inside, but I think his home is outside. His home is outside. Okay. I think he likes to be outside more than he does inside. But he's capable of playing middle linebacker. I don't know where he'll be. Honestly. So
I got a question for you, man. It's a very important question. because there's something we have to clear up very, very soon.
What, the 59?
What number is this man gonna wear?
He's not wearing 59.
He can't wear that one.
Yeah, he got to find. He gonna have to round up or round down, but he cannot wear 59. Oh, he can't wear 58 either. Really, to be honest with you, he gonna have to round like he could take 55.
He got to skip 2 digits.
He could take 55. Shout out to Bruce Everett. I might not even let him have 55. To be honest with you, that's reserved for Panther legends. That's reserved for Panther legends, man. Shout out to Bruce. I can't let him get 55 either.
Listen, all I'm saying is that man, you know, that number's cool and all.
Yeah,
on that Raider action, but he can't be out here coming to Carolina wearing that. So
Yeah,
you got to get that number changed
he got to come. Yeah, he got to come about that 59, B. Yeah, he got to roll in the 40s or something like that. But yeah, shout out to Tahir Whitehead. This was a good pickup. I like it. Even though he's trash in coverage, I think it's a good pickup, considering our gaps at linebacker. And also, look at your top right corner, Dave. The Temple Connect has a Temple Connect.
And that can't be the reason why I get to keep that number. That cannot happen.
Nah, man. No favors, B. No favors. You can't get that. You can't get that.
We'll have to snatch that.
All right. So
snatch that immediately.
All right. So moving on. Any thoughts on Tahir Whitehead, Dave?
Nah, we good on Tahir. We gotta get that number changed immediately.
Yeah, he gotta come off that. He gotta come off that
immediately.
Yeah, come off that 59 though. All right, moving on. All right, Farrell Cooper, Dave. Farrell Cooper. This guy.
Farrell!
This guy is the number 2 punt returner in the league last year. Number 12 kick returner. I think this is a solid signing. You know,
this is a really good pickup. This might be the best pickup that we've seen.
We've seemed to neglect it. Have neglected our kick return and punt return, our special team. We have not been good in that area at all. Not very good at all. And this is a good signing. He's only had 1 muff punt in his career. He's got 1 career TD. He had 17 punt returns last season, 14 fair catches and a long of 29 in front of punt returns. I like it. I think this is a very good sneaky signing. Low cost, good returner. We'll see. We'll see how it pans out.
Yeah, this was a big signing. This might be the biggest signing that I've seen so far. That's going to be impactful for the team.
I say from an impact perspective, we need it. We need it because our special teams is trash.
Yeah,
special teams is from a kick return, punt return standpoint. We haven't been good since Steve Smith was back there.
Yeah, Smith.
That's terrible, bro.
Remember when we used to have Gamble do it? We've had Gamble, Smith, Ginn.
I remember when Ted
Ginn should have been better.
Yeah, Ginn was so scared, man. He was so scared he didn't want to get hit. Ginn was a scaredy cat.
Yeah, but then we had some terrible ones like Burson.
Burson was awful.
Didn't Monty do it for a while too?
Monty Edwards was back there. I think I remember when David Geddes was back there too.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes.
Philly Brown was back. Yeah, so a lot of guys. A lot of guys are back there, but we haven't been really good since like
elite level since Steve Smith.
So hopefully he can bring back bring back a spark in the kick return game or punt return game, whatever. Yes, C-Mac was back there too. Yep. But yeah, man, this is could be underrated signing here. Could be underrated. All right, moving on. Seth DeValve, or safety valve, however you want to say it. I don't know. But yeah, last year he was a number 2 pass blocking tight end. So he's got the blocking chops. In 17 snaps, in 17 pass blocking snaps, he only gave up 1 hurry. And he had 12 catches on 17 targets for 140 yards, averaging out to 11.7 yards per catch with 0 drops. So safety valve is funny. That did come from Pat. Shout out to Pat on Twitter. I was dying when I saw that. He called that man safety valve, and I think that, I mean, really, when his parents named him that, I think they were thinking the same thing. It's crazy. Safety valve. That's wild. But anyway, this adds to the tight end depth. He's on a 1-year deal. Well, I don't have the numbers for his deal yet, but a 1-year deal. And we are lacking in tight end depth. We got
Ian Thomas,
Chris Manhurst. That's really it. And now safety valve.
Yo, man, this the same guy that was on Hard Knocks, wasn't it?
With the Browns?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was with the Browns.
I think this is the Hard Knocks guy. I don't remember they cut him or let him or kept him, but I know he was one of the guys on Hard Knocks. Don't worry, he might get to be the star again if he sticks around, because it's looking like we could possibly be on Hard Knocks the following year. So.
Oh yeah, we could be a Hard Knocks team potentially. All right, so moving on from safety valve, Keith Kirkwood, Dave. So he signed a 1-year contract. We don't know the numbers, but they do have an exclusive rights tag for him after this year. So we all know what exclusive rights tag is. That's when he has to sign back with us. If he doesn't, we pretty much he has to sign back with us. And pretty much what happens when somebody signs an exclusive rights deal, that means that we see something in this guy. Like, there's something in him that we want to keep him around. Reggie Bonifant was signed an exclusive rights deal. So did Kyle Allen. So these are kind of guys that we see something in the future and want to keep him around. He's in his 3rd year. He played for Matt Rule at Temple. Obviously, you see the T. And he played with Teddy Bridgewater and was with Joe Brady in New Orleans. There's the Saints logo. But yeah, so he's 26, and last year he missed most of the last season with a hamstring issue. But the year prior, he averaged 16 yards on 13 catches as a rookie. So he had a solid year in 2018, I believe.
Rookie,
as a rookie. But last year he didn't do much. So he's a bigger guy, like 6'3" or some change. So
I'm gonna tell you something, man.
Yeah.
I'm seeing all these receivers getting signed, and I'm starting to wonder about some of my receivers on our squad. Now, granted, we've lost Chris Hogan, and we lost Jarius Wright. So this could be the
Don't fret, Dave. So the thing with Joe Brady's offense is he likes to spread it out. We're gonna be seeing 3-4 wide receiver sets probably. So that's pending on the offensive line. The reason why we didn't see it much in Carolina is because we pulled those guys in the block. We pulled the McCaffrey in the block. We pulled those guys in to protect. So hopefully with the improvement of the pass blocking, we can probably spread it out a little bit more. So that's why we're signing a lot of, and I still think we'll draft a receiver. But yeah, Brady likes to spread it out, man. Likes to spread it out. So that's the reason why you're seeing all these wide receivers and we're signing. Again, just because we're signing guys don't mean they're gonna make the team. We have to fill out a roster. So that's just what it is. All right. So any thoughts on Keith Kirkwood? He knows the system, so this is a solid sign.
And he's got all the affiliations, man. He checks all the boxes.
Yeah, he checked about every box you can check. All right, so shout out to Keith Kirkwood. Moving on, John Miller. What is that? You might ask in the top corner, Dave. Oh, that's a Louisville Cardinal. Who did he block for, Louisville, Dave? That's Teddy Bridgewater who he blocked for. So that's the connect for John Miller. He has the connect with Teddy.
I tell you what, I ain't feeling them rankings though.
Oh, what, the 78th?
Yeah, them joints is pretty abysmal. Well, I mean, time out. I mean, there's 5 linemen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
not that bad. Yeah, it's not that bad.
It's in the middle of the pack. That's middle of the pack.
It's about middle of the pack.
No, a little higher because there's 250 linemen, give or take. 5 times 52, that's 260. Correctly?
Yeah, so he signed a
top third.
He signed a 1-year, $4 million contract. Again, like I said, he blocked for Teddy Bridgewater at Louisville. But Dave, there's a slight concern here. Should you be concerned with a guy getting cut 1 year into his 3-year deal from the Bengals?
I mean, Eric Reed did.
Again, should you be concerned with the guy getting cut 1 year into a 3-year deal?
I mean, it's the Bengals, so they might mismanage the franchise more than anybody. So I mean, it is the Bengals. I'm not concerned.
Okay.
But we need the help.
Just making sure. All right. So let's run through some numbers here. So he had 482 total pass snaps. He only gave up 2 sacks. So that's pretty solid. He gave up 3 quarterback hits, 16 hurries, and 19 pressures, and adding 3 penalties onto that. Keep those in mind, Dave. Compared to Tre Turner. Tre Turner, 618 snaps, so a bit more snaps, about 100 and some change. Tre Turner gave up 6 sacks, 4 quarterback hits, 20 hurries, 30 pressures, and 2 penalties. So, Dave, what that looks like to me is a lateral move for much, 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 much cheaper.
Yeah.
So just that, I mean, that's kind of what you're looking at. And if you want to be real, Tre ranked number 56 in the pass and number 56 in the run. So he's not that much better than John Miller was. Looks like a lateral trade, a lateral movement to me.
And we got a left tackle out of him. So we took a minor downgrade.
It is a minor downgrade.
Got a starting left tackle. And got a starting left tackle.
It's a minor downgrade. Yes, I agree with that, Dave. And got a starting left tackle. I agree with that assessment. I agree with that assessment.
I think I'll take that.
So, and again, I don't even think this John Miller cat is guaranteed to start. As of right now, he's inked in, which we'll look at that a little bit later. But right now, I don't. This is at worst a depth play. It's a depth play. So I like it. I'm not mad at it. And again, we have to fill out the roster. And just because you're signed now doesn't mean you make the roster. Although he does have a dead cap of $2 million, we don't want to see much dead cap going into next season. That is. All right. So moving on. Seth Roberts. This was an interesting signing. Don't have his contract information. And I'm really confused with this one. I mean, Seth Roberts with the Ravens, I think he posted career lows with the Ravens. Obviously, due to that offense, there's a lot of running in that offense. Not too many targets out to wide receivers. And if they did have targets that were going to the tight ends and Hollywood Brown. So I don't know. I'm befuddled with this one. Because I don't know what his number is. I got to see what the number is. But I don't even know if he makes the roster. I don't think he makes the roster, Dave. I'm going to be honest with you.
I don't know. We don't know. I mean, we've signed 3 wide receivers so far, correct?
Yes, 3 total wide receivers.
We've signed 3 total wide receivers. It's making me afraid a little bit.
Afraid of what, Dave?
We might not freaking draft a wide receiver in this draft.
No, we're drafting a wide receiver in this draft.
Okay.
For a fact.
Okay. I'm just saying.
Now,
if you want to cut Farrell Cooper off and just say he's the returner, cool. But still, man, we've signed 2 that are just wide receivers.
Yeah, I don't get this one. That's just
I don't
me.
understand.
That's just me. I would have signed somebody by the name of Robbie Anderson if I'm going to sign a wide receiver. But again, he could be just a body too. And again, I'm gonna before I kill this signing, I need to see the contract. I don't know what the contract is, so I don't know. I'm a little befuddled. That's just me though, just me. All right.
Robbie Anderson wants $10 to $14 million a year.
That's why Robbie Anderson is still a free agent. Yeah, he's still a free agent for a reason.
Dude, you play for the Jets.
He's not getting that.
Jets. You're not getting that.
He's not getting that. And I know, but I wouldn't have signed Robbie Anderson for that, obviously, but I would take a stab at him.
How much would you pay Robbie? 7?
I'd probably be in the 7. 7's about right. 7 to 8. That's about right. I would pay him that. That's just me though. But moving on. Tre Boston, Dave. Tre Boston, we re-signed Tre Boston, 3-year deal, $18 million. This one is, I started looking. He
took a huge pay raise. I know that.
Yeah, but you know what, Dave? I've been falsely accusing this dude of being trash, Dave.
Yeah, you have.
I have been. I'm gonna be honest with myself. I'm gonna be honest. I've been falsely accusing this dude of trash. He's not bad, Dave. When you look at the numbers,
yo, he's not.
He's actually really good. Tre Boston's a really good safety. Not just. He's really good. I mean, there's no other way to put it.
This is why I be telling you that safeties are useless too. By the way, because we've been trashing this guy for a very long time.
I was tripping. I might have been tripping.
But the thing is, it's a position that is so dependent on everything else falling into place.
True, that's a good point.
So that's why safeties are like, they're not as important as they probably could be, because it's so fat. Like, you're the last line of defense basically as a safety. That's what you are.
Yeah, but is it time to crown a Panther legend? Nah, I wouldn't go that far. But he's better than what I've been saying he was. I've been trashing.
Yo, you didn't like the sign you signed him the first time, the last time.
I don't know. Yeah, but he got a 3-year deal, $18 million. It was a cheap signing too. He's getting average $6 million a year. This is a really good deal for what we're getting. You know what I'm saying? I think he wanted.
Yeah, for what we're getting.
Yeah,
but for what he's made, this is the most he's made in his career.
Yeah, but that's just the going rate of safeties. But so he's had over the last 3 years, he's got 11 interceptions. And he's this top 7 in the league. In those 3 years. So he's been he's made 24 plays on the ball and only allowed 13 catches. That's wild, man. If you think about it, he's had 13 missed tackles. I'll give you that. 13 missed tackles. He has missed some tackles. Number 4 in pass breakups. So I mean, he's a good player. He's a good player, man. So I've been hating on him, man. I've been hating on Tre. But shout out to Tre, man.
Yeah, man. Tre is I'm happy for Tre. He gets to stay home. You know, he's gonna end up being a leader on that defense now, because a lot of their leaders have gone.
Yeah, no, and he said I think he did an interview or something and said he wanted to be a part of the rebuild. He embraced the rebuild, which is always something you want to see, and I think that's partially why he got his money. A lot of players, he's still young enough to kind of be a part of it and kind of see it turn around, because he's not old at all. And you know, a lot of players don't want to see that. Hence why you got your boy like Pollen Pones decided to bounce, because he didn't want to be a part of it, and he's a bit older. So shout out to Tre, man. Shout out to Tre. But I agree though, Dave. What you said, a lot of what, you know, for safeties, a lot of what they do is depend on a lot of other people. But yeah, he's been doing his job though.
He's been doing his job, and I think they might have looked at the film and agreed, and that's why they gave him. That's why they wrote the check.
All right, moving on. All right, here's the big one, Dave. Teddy Bridgewater. Let's talk about it.
Teddy!
Let's talk about it, Dave. Good old Teddy. So we signed to a 3-year deal, $63 million, which we have an out. If I know it's kind of small, but we do have an out in 2022. You can cut him and put about $5 million into the dead cap that year. It's not a bad deal. I like the deal. We got and I think I said this already, but we got a starting caliber quarterback for pretty cheap. Cheap in comparison to other quarterbacks. This is a really good deal.
He's making $2 million more than Cam right now.
Yeah. Listen. Okay, Dave. Let me ask you a question. I got a question now. I'm just gonna say it because it needs to be said. Okay. Ain't nobody really talking about this, but I'm gonna talk about it. All right. So Teddy has an injury history too, correct?
Oh, absolutely, he does.
Had one of the worst knee injuries
ever
known to man.
Yeah.
Why isn't anybody really concerned about his injury history, but yet we're so concerned and never really gave Cam an opportunity to come and prove himself because if you think about it, Teddy hasn't had that many games to prove himself that he's fully healthy.
I got an easy answer for that.
What's that, Dave?
He didn't hide his injury. I think that's a bigger factor that people are talking about. I'm not trying to defend Teddy at this point. I'm just being real about the situation. That man showed up on opening day hurt for 2 games that we lost. So I think that's a factor too, because then it comes down to trust. Now maybe Cam has learned his lesson, and I think he has. But I think when you aren't even being forthright with the training staff, it's tough. And Cam could have every reason to do that because of what happened the previous year with his shoulder. That shoulder injury might have been something that's been lingering for a while. And Cam has had opportunities to come back numerous times with that shoulder. That shoulder's been hurt for years. And it was getting re-injured. So I don't think that's fair to say that he hasn't had a chance. I think it comes down to, you're talking about somebody that's on the final year of his deal, and he wants an extension, right?
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I just wanted to spark the discussion because nobody's really talking about Teddy.
They're not.
Nobody's talking about how Teddy had one of the most brutal knee injuries, and he's only played 5 meaningful games to prove that he's healthy. Like, that doesn't make me exactly comfortable. He's got to play. He's got to start 16 games. And not that I'm putting pressure on Teddy, because I don't think there's no pressure for him to be great this year. Like, you come in, be serviceable, do what you do, and that's fine. I don't have no problem with that. But I'm just asking the question.
That's what makes the PJ Walker signing interesting. I'll tell you that.
Yep. Bingo. That's why I said it, Dave. That's why I said it. All right, so let's talk about Teddy for a quick second. Teddy is extremely conservative, okay? He has really good decision making, but he is really conservative. And he was immensely aided by his supporting cast, Dave. Immensely aided. I went back and watched all 5 games that he started last year in place of Drew Brees. The defense put him in exceptional good position to win games. Very good position. So his defense helped him out a lot. What I'm trying to say is, Dave, don't expect Teddy to put the Panthers on his shoulders and win a game, because he didn't have to do that for the Saints. All he had to do for the Saints is just not F it up. But go ahead, Dave.
I want to get back to the question that you asked, because I got some other things I want to talk about.
Go ahead.
So
My fault. Go ahead.
No, you're good. So let's remember. Let's flash back to what happened. Right, 2015 had his career year, led the Vikings to the playoffs. All right, 2016 he had that gruesome knee injury. 2017 they moved on from him. They already moved on from him.
Okay.
All right, so he didn't really get that opportunity with his previous team.
True. It's true. With his previous team, correct. I agree.
Yeah. So then New Orleans signed him as a backup. You know what I'm saying? In 2018, he came in. He came in and played the final game of the year. Kyle Allen thrashed him, and then 2019 happened, and he went undefeated. Went 5-0.
Yeah.
But yes, I agree. He did have a supporting cast.
Oh, dude, I watched the game. I went back and watched every game because, we're quarantining and we ain't nothing else to do. So I went back and watched.
You're not working?
I'm working. This is over the weekend.
I am
working. No, I am working. But over the weekend, I went back and watched all 5 games. Man, and if you go back, the defense was turning the ball over so much. They were getting so many turnovers, and they were putting him in really. And let me tell you something. Teddy did have some really good play. I posted him on Twitter. He had some really good plays. But let's talk about some things. He owned the lowest average depth of target at 6.1%. That means his passes ain't going nowhere. Had the lowest rate of pass attempts that travel over 10 yards or more at 21%. So that's the lowest by 4 percentage points. And he had the highest percentage of completions coming from underneath targets at 49%. So all of his passes were coming right underneath. And so that was in his 5 starts. And so, listen, I don't know if, and yes, he's familiar with the Sean Payton offense, but I'm concerned with how this jives with what Joe Brady wants to do. Because that LSU offense, man, they were slanging that thing. They were throwing it deep. Teddy is not throwing the ball deep. He's not. He's only been asked to do it. This year, he's only at 7% of his targets were deep passes. 7%. Dave, 7%. That is really low. Like
the
average is about 15%, Dave, for good quarterbacks.
All right, but just because he hasn't been asked to do it doesn't mean he can't do it.
Dave, he's never done it in his career. I agree with you. So I went back.
But look what he's played. But look who he's played for, dude.
His Pro Bowl season, his best season of his career. Only 10% of his passes were deep. Only 10%. Average for good quarterbacks is about 15%. You got to be able to sling the ball in this day and age. You got to be able to sling the ball, Dave. You got to throw it deep. And I'm not saying that he can't. Yes, occasionally he can because I've seen it. I've watched the film. Occasionally he can sling the ball deep. But it's why my question is, why is he not being asked to do it? No team he's been with has asked him to sling the ball.
Well, he played for the Vikings. They don't really sling it there. The Saints understood, and he played for the Jets. So he played for the Jets, he played for the Vikings, and he played for the Saints. 2 out of those 3 teams don't sling it. The Vikings didn't sling it back then. They had Adrian Peterson. They just gave it to him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to defend him. My point is he hasn't exactly been on other than the Saints. The Vikings isn't a good sample size because they're run first.
I'm just pulling the numbers, B.
No, I know you are, but I'm just, you always used to beat me up talking about with context.
I got you. Yes.
Yeah, like the context
I feel
shows
you. I feel
that man been on the run for, and even the Saints. Like people talk about how the Saints slaying the rock. Saints one of the top running offenses in the NFL.
Yeah, but they still push the ball, and that's because they
push
can
the ball.
They can push the ball. That's a part of why they do what they do. But that's all. But so we talking about the dink and dunk offense, but that's all they did with Teddy Bridgewater and the Saints. And Sean Payton will push the ball. But when Teddy was the quarterback, all they did was dink and dunk. Everything went to Kamara. Everything was underneath. Everything was really short. So, I mean, that's what we're going to get with Teddy Bridgewater, it seems. I don't know, man. And he had the second lowest deep ball percentage, too. First was Jimmy G. I don't know if you want to be in that conversation.
Jimmy G in the place to be.
Yo, I had a crazy stat, Dave. Drew Brees, 51% of his dropbacks. He had less than 2.5 seconds. Drew Brees has an 80% completion percentage, Dave. That is unbelievable, man.
But he pushed. And the thing is, Brees didn't sling it like that either last season.
Oh, he slung it. He slung it more than Teddy, though. That's my point. That's my point. It's not Sean Payton. They push the ball, but when Teddy was in, the offense completely changed. That's my point.
That's good coaching, by the way.
But that's my point, Dave.
Yeah.
There's a reason why that he was not asked to push the ball. That's my point.
Well, we'll see. We'll see if Brady's gonna do it with him because you just paid this man $21 million. If PJ Walker beats this guy out, man, that's gonna say a lot.
I don't know, man. It's just like I don't know what they're.
PJ Walker ended up beating the guy. Like PJ Walker wasn't supposed to be a starter for the XFL either. He beat the guy out. He beat the guy out during training because he wasn't the initial starter. Matter of fact, I remember the first week of the season they thought the other guy was starting, and they announced that it was going to be PJ Walker like the morning of. That was going to start that game. So
yeah. So just a quick note here: 220 dropbacks, only 14 deep throws, only 14 attempts of 220 dropbacks. 7 were complete, and they had 1 drop. So it's just we can make up all the excuses we want. Okay, so just
no. I'm not making up excuses for him.
Just reference. No, go ahead, Dave.
No, I'm not making up excuses for him. I'm just saying I don't know if the man's had opportunity. Now he's gonna have opportunity.
I'm just saying.
He,
but I will say I will commend Teddy. I'm not gonna, and I'm not here to beat Teddy up. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to give you some context into what Teddy's about and kind of what to expect, because and a lot of people are talking about Curtis Samuel, how this affects Curtis Samuel. Yes, I mean, you're still not going to see Curtis Samuel get the ball in that way. Joe Brady has to be creative enough, and yes, they're going to take shots at some point, but Teddy is not going to be. He's not that guy. He's not that guy to sling it. He's just not going to be that guy. Yes, he probably can occasionally, but he's just not going to be asked to do it very often. But I will say this with Teddy. He is very, very, he's very safe with the ball. He's not going to be Kyle Allen, okay? He's not going to fumble. He's not going to throw many picks. The 2 picks he did throw were bobbles. One by Ted Ginn, obviously, and one by Kamara. So he protects the ball. He's not going to turn the ball over much. And he's really good in the short pass game, which is why they probably asked him to do it more. It's because he's really good. He's really accurate with the short passes. So we'll see, man. We'll see what Joe Brady does. We'll see. But there was tons of dink and dunk with the Teddy Bridgewater when Teddy Bridgewater was at the helm. A lot of it.
You're saying this would have been perfect for North.
No, I'm just pointing out the facts. I'm not saying it would have been better or worse. I'm just pointing out that the Saints pushed the ball when Drew Brees and people questioned Drew Brees' arm strength, whether he can still sling it. They still attempted to throw the ball a lot more deep with Drew Brees than when Teddy came in. When Teddy came in, the offense completely changed. It was dink and dunk. Everything was underneath. Everything was short passes. Kamara got so many catches. Like, if you had Kamara...
You know what the crazy thing about that, man? Because the Saints had a pretty good defense last year.
No, they were really good. That's what kept That's what kept Teddy clean.
But that's the thing, though, right? So the Saints had a really good defense last year, and they were winning. Like, they went 5-0. They went 5-0 with this guy, with that defense.
Yes.
And then Breeze walk up in there, slanging and banging, out here getting these fades.
Maybe the defense feel like they got to compensate.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, man, I watched those games, bro. That defense was lights out, bro.
Dude.
He didn't have to. Teddy had to do was come in and not F it up. That defense was balling.
Dennis Allen had them ready to play.
And listen, a lot of what Teddy does, and this is the product of maybe it's genius Sean Payton, but a lot of what Teddy did was just get it to the playmaker, get it to a Kamara, get it to a Michael Thomas, and let them eat with the yak. They moved the chains. They were moving the chains. It wasn't Teddy pushing the ball deep. He was getting the ball to them in space, and they were moving the chains. So we'll see.
He's only making $4 million less than Drew Brees.
Yeah,
that's wild. Good for him though, because he had a ridiculous turnaround, man. Yeah, that dude had a gruesome knee injury, man. Had players crying. They thought his career was over. Couldn't play for 2 years.
We'll see. I'm excited for PJ and Teddy. It should be interesting. I think obviously Teddy's the guy going in, but I hope Teddy pushes. I hope PJ pushes him along, and it becomes a nice battle. It would be great. I would like to see, for what it's worth, and I don't see why not. I would love to see PJ start. I would love to just let him ride this season and see what happens, bro. Because it's.
Dog, you understand how crazy it would be if PJ walks up in that joint?
I'm just saying, I would love
it. Tommy Maddox. Be the Tommy Maddox.
It's pointless.
This era.
I mean, it doesn't. This season doesn't matter. It's a wash. It's a wash.
It's a wash before it's not, until it's not.
If Teddy comes back and balls.
That's my point. Or if PJ wins the job and he balls, it's a wash until it's not.
I agree. I agree with that, Dave.
It's a wash until it's not. Because we've seen some crazy shit happen in the NFL. It is a wash before it's not.
I agree.
We just talked about how that 2015 season nobody had us freaking going 15-1 and going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah. All right. Moving on from Teddy. All right, Stephen Weatherly. This is another kind of this signing, and just goes along with kind of the theme I've been seeing with a couple guys. it's kind of let's see what these guys got. If we got them, we sign them for relatively cheap, and we think they're kind of they have some potential to be breakout. And if they break out, we're good. And if not, we're kind of good. This is kind of a win-win signing. This guy, I don't know what to say about this, man. Because you look at the contract, you think it's a lot. He's averaging $6 million, 2 years, $12 million deal. He's averaging $6.2 million a year, and you're like, man, I don't know what to think about this dude. But he was a rotational guy with the Vikings. He's got big. I think he's 6'5", 265. So he's got that typical edge rusher that we're looking for in a 4-3, in a 4-3 scheme. He's got that nice size, but I don't know. I don't know what to think about this because I don't know. There's nothing about his stats that are like mind blowing, but
run stop is not bad. Pretty good.
Yeah, his run stoppage is okay. It's good, but I mean,
he's 12.
Number 12. Yeah, I agree.
That's a good number too, by the way. But he's 12.
Yeah, but
12 in the league.
Yeah, and I think what Marcus said is right. A rotational guy looking for a bigger role. I think that's exactly a good way to sum that one up. But I don't know. I don't know much about the cat. I got to go back and watch the film, see what he did. But
He's got a pretty good defense too, so
it's interesting. Yeah, it's interesting because he contributed. It's not like he's a scrub. He contributed. I think he's had like 3 sacks. In the past 2 seasons, he had 3 sacks each season. So he's not a bad player. He contributes. So I don't know, man. It's just weird.
I'm cool with the pickup.
It's a cool little signing.
This ain't the worst one we've talked about today.
No. All right, moving on. Justin Burris. This is another one we were kind of confused. Eric Reed was here. We signed Justin Burris. And we were like, what the hell? This guy is kind of like the Ross Cockrell signing of last year. Like, he can play all the positions. You kind of just throw him wherever, and he can be effective. This is kind of what this reminds me of. But he's more of a run stopper, so you'll see him in the box. Again, just he's a cheaper version of Eric Reed. That's essentially what we got. It's a cheaper version. He was the number 54 ranked safety. Want to guess where Eric?
How many safeties start in the NFL? Rashad?
I don't know.
64.
Yeah, but I think it combined secondary. I think
for our sake.
I think it combined secondary. It was the entire secondary. Because you
want to know secondary, it ain't that bad.
Because you want to know where Eric Reed ranked?
No.
All right. It was not. It's not.
No.
Good.
No. I do. I'm just kidding.
What is it? Good. It's not good.
No. What's the number?
159, Dave.
Jesus.
Yeah.
He ranked worse than Nichols.
So Eric Reed gave up the most TDs in the safety position. So he gave up 7 touchdowns. He gave up the second most yak. We're talking about Eric Reed here. Gave up the second most yak. Gave up the most yards as a safety. Gave up the second most receptions, and 0 receptions. So that's partially why his grade was bad.
He had a pick this year, didn't he?
This
he
year?
Didn't have any picks this year?
Not this year. I think you're thinking about
last
the Philly.
year.
You're thinking about the Philly one. Is that one?
No, you're talking about 2018.
Yeah, that was the year prior.
Last, yeah.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So I think with Reed, I think Reed might have been better as a linebacker, Dave. I think had Reed moved to linebacker, I think he might have been a stud. I think because they moved him up, they played him in the box a lot, and his coverage wasn't that great. That's mostly what linebackers typically aren't that good in coverage. And again, I'm not blaming Reed. I'm not saying Reed is a bad player. I'm saying that he was not utilized properly in what we asked him to do. We didn't ask him to do the right things. That's what I'm saying. But we probably in the scheme that Rivera wanted to run and how they were using Reed last year, we should have put him at linebacker because that seems to be where where his numbers lend better. Because he was a good run stopper. Reed was.
Well, welcome, Mr. Burris. I just remember when we signed him, we were like, we already got Eric Reed. What we doing? And the next thing we know, they cut him. cut Reed. And I was like, well, there's our answer. After 1 year, they cut him. But we'll see how it goes. He's cheaper, that's for sure. I wish we had more. So like, once again, we're gonna have a new set of starters in the secondary again.
Yeah. Well, we
had Tre Boston.
We had a nice little run there. We had a nice little run in the same secondary.
I guess. Didn't last long.
No, didn't last long. But yeah, it was a nice little run. But yeah.
All right.
But yeah, all right. Justin Burris again. I think this is again. It's kind of in the same line. We're getting cheaper for the same production kind of thing. That's what they're thinking here with Justin Burris. And again, I think they think that this guy has potential, and they're trying to catch him for the cheap before he kind of takes off type thing. That's what they're hoping. I'm thinking. All right, moving on. Russell Okung, everybody, we talked about Russell Okung already. Number 13 ranked in pass block efficiency, which is very solid. He only on 136 pass block attempts, he only gave up 1 hit and 4 hurries, which equals out to a 98% efficiency grade. That's how Pro Football Focus gathers their stats for their offensive tackles. But I'm kind of thinking whether I don't know if Okung makes the team, Dave. I'm gonna be honest with you.
You're wilding.
Because listen. What if we draft? Well, the reason why I say that is because there's no guarantee in his contract, Dave. I get that. We can cut him for nothing.
That's fine.
And I'm not saying that I'm just saying that if we draft somebody, and he gets beat out in camp, and yes, we could. He's a good. But see, we didn't just give him away though. We didn't give him away. What we dumped his contract. We dumped, and people do that all the time. It was a cat move. And I'm not saying he won't. I'm just saying that if we draft somebody, I can see where there was a potential. This was a strict cat move. I'm just saying I can see where that can come in. So we'll see. We'll see where that goes. But again, I like Russell Okung. I'm not saying he's bad because you'll see. I like him. Y'all are missing my point here. I like the guy, and you'll see later on with where I project out kind of where we sit with the starters after free agency. I got a little chart. But again, I like Russell Okung. Well, Dave, what's your thoughts on Russell Okung?
I think that Mr. Okung is going to make the team. I think he's going to start. I think this is a good pickup because we haven't had a stable left tackle in a while. I think a lot of folks have been saying that we're probably going to potentially still go offensive tackle first round. I think with the moves that we've made, I don't see that happening. So yeah, I'm cool with it. I mean, I like the fact that we finally get a stable left tackle. You know, if he stays healthy, I think we're going to be fine.
We'll see.
That's the only scenario I see.
People forget that Greg Little's still around. I'm just saying, if we draft a guy, Greg Little's still there. Like, I'm just saying, just putting it out there. If he gets cut, don't say I didn't say anything. That's all I'm saying. Because his salary, when your salary is completely unguaranteed and you can carry that over into the next season, which we'll talk about later, I can see him being cut. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, go ahead, Dave.
I'm good.
All right, moving on. And Chris Smith, we already talked about Chris Smith. He's right there. When you think of Chris Smith, kind of think of Christian Miller, kind of the same as far as defensive grades. They're kind of the same player from Pro Football Focus standpoint. And again, a nice depth play. 32 years old, got a chance to come back and play at home. Not mad at this sign. It's a depth move. So, all right, that's all we got for Chris Smith. You got anything to add? That pretty much wraps up our free agency haul so far. I don't think we're done. But that's pretty much it for the free agency pickup so far. All right, so again, Dave, I took these and I kind of did a way too early offensive starters. I did a way too early offensive starters, and I just charted them out, and I kind of put a color grade on them, if that makes sense. So the darker the green, the better we are at that position, and the lighter the green, obviously, and it goes down for there. So this is kind of where we stand right now. Any thoughts on that, Dave? I'm kind of what I'm trying to do is identify gaps. That's the point of this, is to identify the gaps in our current roster. And these are my grades. These didn't come from anywhere. These are not Pro Football Focus grades. These are just my grades I just came up with. So these would be the current starters as of right now. I know it's kind of small. I apologize if y'all can't see it.
Yeah. So you don't have faith in Greg Little either.
No, I got him because we got Okung there. We got Okung
Yeah.
and Moten. I think Moten is the right tackle, the hog right there. I think Okung comes around. I said way too early starters as of right now. Yes, Russell Okung is there.
I'll tell you what, man. I would probably put Seth on the outside. I mean, not Seth. Put Curtis on the outside, and put Farrell Cooper inside. I would have Farrell Cooper above Seth. My opinion.
It would, and Dave, even if you did that, it would still be red for me, because I think we need to draft a guy for that number.
I know you do. I just don't. I think if we're gonna draft one, it won't be early.
It don't matter who you put there, in my opinion. It doesn't matter who you put there. I need them to draft somebody.
Yeah. No, I got you.
So that's pretty much what I got for the offense. Any more thoughts? Again, you can see the kind of gaps at guard. We need two guards, in my opinion. John Miller he's only on a 1-year deal. That's just a stopgap, a depth play. I'm drafting a guard, a couple of them if I can. And again, Teddy's yellow just because I don't know that he's the long term. He could be. I just don't know that he's that guy long term. All right. So that's the offense, and then we take a look at the defense. So here's the defense. These are my grades. My little color grades. They're not based on anything. They're just kind of where my gut feeling on the guy. So this is where we currently stand. As you can see, there's a lot of yellow and a lot of red.
This is why we're going here first.
Yeah, a lot of yellow and a lot of red.
I'm telling you, man. I'm seeing all this yellow and red, and you're proving my point a little bit. We're probably gonna be heavy defense in this draft.
Could be
heavy.
Could be. I'm not saying we aren't. That's just this is way too early post free agency at this point, kind of where we stand. And again, we can still go out and sign and upgrade some of these positions and sign somebody, but there's been no movement at defensive tackle, which makes you wonder, Dave.
You know what's happening.
Yeah, it's kind of leaning that way. Like we haven't signed anybody.
We ain't got no smoke screens. We ain't about that smoke screen life. We gonna tell you straight up. We taking one of them defensive tackles, whoever's there at 7, whether it's Derek Brown or it's Kinlaw. We taking one of them hog mollies. We taking one of them.
I honestly think it's leaning that way too, because we haven't. There's no depth. There's nothing there, and playing F.A. Obata at defensive tackle, because the only reason why I put him there is because they did it last year, and he's too light to play that role full time. He's more of an edge guy in a 4-3, and he would be a solid rotational guy. I think I would definitely get a guy, for sure. For sure, I would get a guy at defensive tackle. And then what makes me wonder, though, Dave, I got some question marks surrounding guys like a Christian Miller, guys like a Marquise Haynes. Those guys that were built, they're built for a 3-4 scheme. What happens to those guys?
Out the paint.
Yeah, I'm really
more reason why we about to go. We're gonna go heavy defense in this draft, man.
Could be
heavy. Unless somebody falls to the right spot, we going heavy, which is more reason why we might need to look into trying to trade down. We might need to look into getting more picks.
Now, Brian Cox played for, I think he got signed by the Browns. So, yeah. I think I got Burris yellow just because I think he's an unknown. Same with Tahir. He can't cover. So I got some question marks there. Dante is yellow because he shouldn't be playing outside. And Cole Luke shouldn't be a starter. So, Jermaine Carter, I got him there. I don't know. I could put Miller there too. Would probably still be red. But anyway, that's what I got. Yeah, but that's any thoughts on that, Dave?
I'm good, my man.
Any thoughts? All right, so then let's talk about this trade that happened, Dave. Let's talk about this trade that happened. Hold on now, Dave.
You know what the big con is about switching to Zoom?
A little finesse.
I don't hear that.
Oh, you can't hear it?
No, I can hear like the. I can hear like the side, like a little bit of it.
Yeah, my fault.
But I can't. No, you good. I'm going to talk to you about that.
I'll fix it next time. I know you couldn't hear it. I'll fix it.
I don't want you to break everything else to fix it though.
No, I got it. I'll fix it.
We got you sounding like Bum B when we first log in, and then we gotta.
I'll fix it. No, I'll fix it. All right. So so we have agreed to terms to trade Kyle Allen for a 5th round pick to the Redskins. He goes back to his guy Rivera. And we get a 5th round pick. What are your thoughts on this trade, Dave?
I'm hoping it's one of them high ones, like that might be like a 4th round pick. It's not a comp pick. I'm hoping it's their.
No,
I'm hoping it's the Redskins 5th
it's
round
their
pick.
Fifth, and it's 4 picks before our pick, so it's 148. So it actually is a late 4th rounder technically, if you want to.
Yeah,
it's a late 4th rounder essentially.
Look, man, we're gonna get more for Kyle Allen than we're gonna get for Cam.
Yeah,
which is wild to me. Who would have thought that this guy, undefeated, never lost, and then lost everything, is about to get more trade value than Cam?
Undefeated and never lost, and then lost everything is funny. That's pretty funny.
Oh no, I mean
that's exactly what happened.
Like so he got us a 5th round pick. A high 5th round pick.
Yeah, but then the Redskins turned around and got the 5th round pick back from Seattle. They traded Quentin Dunbar for
that joint's late, fam.
It is late, but I'm just saying they got a 5th round pick back. But I think this trade was an excellent trade. I think we kind of finessed. We upgraded.
We absolutely finessed. We finessed.
We upgraded our backup quarterback by signing PJ Walker, then traded the backup for a pick, and now we are up to 8 picks in the draft, which is awesome. And it looks a little something like this. The pick we got is pick 148 from the Redskins, and we also have 4 picks later we pick, or 3 picks later, however you want to do the math. But yeah, man, it's a good trade. I did not see that coming at all. It kind of made sense, obviously, though, after we signed PJ, though. We don't get no comp picks for the Panthers. No comp picks.
Well, we good now. We got two 5th round picks.
Yep.
But now I'm interested to see what we're gonna get out of Cam. So if we could get a 5th round pick for Kyle Allen, what should we be getting for Cam? What should we be getting, and what's realistic?
I was gonna say we probably should be getting like a 2nd or a 3rd for Cam. Realistically, I think we get a 5th or a 6th.
No, he got to have a better pick than Kyle, man.
I don't think so, man.
We cannot let this era end with Kyle Allen and Cam Newton having the same value level. No, I mean, even though people think they crap the bed right now, the fact that they got something for Kyle Allen should be celebrated.
I agree there.
It should be celebrated.
The front office definitely deserves credit for that Kyle Allen pick.
Oh my God!
For sure.
They should be celebrating. I'm wondering, like, I haven't talked to JD yet. I wonder how JD feels right now.
I could have told him this was going to happen.
I don't think he wanted to give up our pick to us.
I don't know, man. They got it back, though. They got their 5th back. Late, but they got it back. But, yeah, man, those are the picks as of right now. Hopefully we can get a couple more. That would be awesome. I'm
going to tell you something, man. If Cal Allen wins the starting job, Rivera hasn't learned anything. I'm going to let you know that right now.
Listen, expect it, Dave. That's what Rivera does.
I said it in the chat, and they were all like, "You're wilding." I'm like,
that's what Rivera does. That's where he gets his guys, and he plays his guys over.
Even Mark's like, Ron's going to start Allen over Haskins.
He probably will. He probably will, bro.
Real talk, though. If Haskins come out there looking like he looked last year, being all inaccurate, then Cal could walk in and win that job. So I wouldn't be shocked by it.
I wouldn't be shocked one bit. Me either. But all right, that's the picks. And so here's where we are with the cap. There was a request to go over the cap stuff. And this is where we currently are as of right now. We are currently at, with the top 51, we are currently at $8 million under the cap. And that is with Cam Newton. That's with Cam Newton still on the roster. And but that also does not include Burris, Kirkwood, Seth Roberts, safety valve, or PJ Walker. So none of those contracts count towards the cap so far. And if we release Cam or trade Cam, that'll put us at $24 million in cap space, or a little over $24 million. So we're kind of in a good space with the cap for this year. The positive thing is that we get to carry 100% of the unused cap over to 2021. And as of right now, 2021, we're looking at 101 million in cap space, plus the carryover as of right now about 30 million. Well, you're gonna have to subtract some for draft picks. So we're probably looking at about 20 million, 15 million, something like that. So we should be looking at around 115 million in cap space, something like that.
Hardy's about to freaking overpay everybody.
Nah, man. So you just gotta hold on to it, man. Hold on to it. You got a quarterback. You got 2 options of quarterback. You could draft one. We could be in a position to draft one high in 2021, and then you can spend that money where it needs to be spent. But right now, the important part is finding your quarterback and locking your quarterback in cheap. That's the key right now. But yeah, the dead cap doesn't matter. We're in a rebuilding mode. Everybody keeps bringing up the dead cap. It's irrelevant. This year is a wash, so it is what it is. They already took out the draft pool cap. I just realized that. So yeah, okay. So they already took out the draft pool. So if you add Cam's $24 million, then we'll probably be like 130 next year. 130 mil, which is very good, and no dead cap next year. But again, so Dave, I must say, I other than the fact that we kind of botched the Cam Newton thing, like I really like the way this offseason's gone. So I like what we've done. We've got some guys really cheap. There's no, spending an exorbitant amount of money on some guy that's not really going to help us this year, even though this year's a wash. The Teddy contract is good. I really like what we've done so far. I'm not mad at all. Again, and I have very low expectations, so it fits right in line with what we should have been doing this year. It's kind of getting rid of all the dead weight and moving on and giving this front office and new coach a clean slate to work with. That's kind of what we've been doing. So this is part one of the rebuild, and I like what they've done so far. Other than the Cam Newton thing and how they handle that, everything else I like. Any thoughts on the offseason so far, Dave?
So far, so good, man. I mean, we're rolling with the punches for now. We're seeing traces of they want to win, and we also seeing traces of they want to tank. So we'll see how the rest of the moves go, and then we'll go from there.
All right. So 2 things. Dave, do you want to open up? We open the phone lines right now. And then I don't know if y'all want to do a mock or not, because the extra pick is already in the draft network, so we could run a mock if we want to. It's what y'all want to do.
Let them decide. While they decide, I got to use the restroom. I'll be right back.
Dave been drinking that water, bro.
All that H2O, man.
Here. Give me 1 second, peeps. 704, what's good?
What's good? Do we need to wait for Dave to come back?
Nah, you good. Unless he wants
All
to.
right.
You got piano. You got piano practice in the back, bro.
Oh, you can hear that? Oh, wow.
You good? You good?
All right. All right. So, and I guess I'll ask Dave if he gets back in time. All right. So, overall, I agree. With I forget what was that point you're talking about. We'll get back to it. With the safety thing, with the Burris, I do think those stats can be misleading because with Reed, I know he had the franchise record, but again, our run defense was so bad.
Yeah.
Some of those tackles were coming, down the field and whatnot. So I would have liked for him to stay, but after these moves were going left and right, it kind of made sense to let him go. I will say, I remember it now. With the defense switching back to 4-3, even in that situation, I do think Miller and Burns can still be effective because I don't think they'll have their hand in the dirt at all times. With the sub packages are growing, you could have them standing up in certain instances depending on the call. So I think our base will go back to 4-3 on early downs, but I still think there's a place for Miller and there's a place for Burns to where they don't have to have their hand on the ground. So I think I hate to use the word, but we still are going to be multiple.
That's accurate. It's accurate.
But I do like the idea of 4 down linemen. Personally, for my draft strategy, if Okuda is there, you take him. If he's not, you try and trade back. Because if you're going to get a Kinlaw or Brown, I would do that trying to trade back. If you don't have a trade back offer you like, then take a Brown. I wouldn't even be mad with Isaiah Simmons, but I think he's going to go to the Giants. Main reason why I called is I want to get, because I don't know, because it's been a busy month, and I missed a couple episodes. I don't know if I got you guys' take. Forget what the organization's plan is, because I don't know what it is. What do you think is your preferred plan at QB long term? Because personally, I've said this over and over again. You either this is really simple. I don't think there's no gray area if you're going to make the logical choice. You either extend Cam, which obviously didn't happen, or B, you get you a bridge QB and you get Fields or Lawrence in 2021. That to me is the only logical thing. Now, it's looking like that may not happen. What personally, you, Dave, or Rashad, are you in agreement with that, or did you guys have a different option at QB that you were thinking of long term?
Oh, no, I'm with you. It was either you're going to extend Cam or you're going to tank for Trevor. I didn't like, but right now we're looking like it's an in-between type of thing now. But if we go off of our new head coach's history, his first season at a new school is at a new team. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's terrible.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, based off that, we might be okay.
Yeah, I think there's a lot depending on things we can't control, right? So, like, absolutely, if we're in position to get a Lawrence or Fields, then 100%, yeah, because again, I just said that, like, you get your quarterback cheap. That's how you can build around him. So Teddy's still he's included in that, right? So Teddy at 20 whatever million, that's still cheap to me. So if I don't predict that he's going to ball out. I think he'll do just enough to be okay, and we can move on from him in 2 or 3 years.
Yes.
What I'm hoping though is so the question is, we didn't really talk about this, but my question to you is, what if Pete, and I'm not saying this is going to happen, but what if PJ balls? Like, what if PJ shows some chops?
Can we pay PJ?
Oh my God!
Like, that's the thing, man. Like,
it's too many.
With them signing PJ makes it competitive. Like, it's gonna be a competition now. Like, I know people saying PJ has no shot, but it's gonna be a competition now. And because of that, it's gonna get interesting.
Well, here's my thing. I still think Teddy's a QB because of his contract. I mean, at $20 million.
It's cheap. That's cheap, man.
Yeah, and he has experience over PJ, so I still think Teddy. This is Teddy's job, because he probably did have other offers to start, so he probably was given this. My thing is, so they signed Teddy to be this bridge quarterback, okay. I personally, and again, I got accused of having an agenda, which is funny. You pulled up that graphic with how terrible that defense looks. To me, the fact that defense, I mean, you got dudes who have no business starting in the NFL currently. I know the draft hasn't happened. You add that with the fact that you have Phil Snow, a college coordinator, first-time coordinator. Even if Joe Brady's offense was just balling, which again, that's going to have some issues because 2 new starting guards and you starting left tackle. So, we know how terrible our offensive line is going to be. I just don't know if we're going to win that many games because of the defense. I find it hard to believe.
Yeah, we
might
be arguing over a moot point. I agree with you because if our defense is terrible, it don't matter who's back there because then you gotta outscore.
Imagine how the wheels fell off last year. And who did we have last year? We had Luke. We had Gerald. Granted, some of these roles, but think about the personnel we had last year, and we still went 5. And granted, that had to do some with our offense being anemic. But if we were that bad on defense last year, while having Luke, while having all those D linemen,
I'd argue that all those people weren't put in the proper place
position to win.
Yeah. So like
they were playing in a 3-4 when they needed to be in a 4-3.
Yeah. So. It sounds nice that we had all that personnel, but I'd argue that they were not put in the proper place to succeed. But yeah, I get your point. Like, I don't think we're gonna be good on defense either. And again, there's a lot that could happen. We don't know what the hell Phil Snow's system is gonna be. We don't know how it's gonna look. So I agree.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
But on paper, that's why I put that out there. On paper, yes, it is bad. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Even if he caters to the strength, it's still a first-time NFL defensive coordinator.
I was just saying. So like Dave said, Rule's first years in all his places it's been really bad. Like it's been bad.
Exactly.
Bad. So
and I expect. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
And I expect struggles to happen on offense. I mean, everything is going to change, and it's no coincidence that. And again, this Rule thing, it may work out, it may not. But wherever he's gone, obviously, it's been a rough first year because of the transition. If you think the turnover is big now, I mean, I can't imagine who we're going to trade over. So I do think at the moment, and again, y'all can laugh all you want, but especially with this virus delaying NFL offseason, we're going to be behind the 8 ball. I do think naturally we are going to be in a position. And the last thing I'll say is, if we are in that position, I think you have to to me, I don't know if I think Lawrence might pull a luck and go back for his senior year. I think Fields will come out. Another guy to look for, and I started watching his film today, Jamie Newman. That dude looks nice on tape.
He went to transfer to Georgia, right?
Now he's at Georgia, but his Wake tape, there are some Cam-esque type plays I see, not only with his arm but with his legs. So he's someone I'm looking for. But to me, and I'll wrap it up with this. Again, wait and see. Hopefully, again, like Slim said, maybe quarterback is in play at 7. I hope not, but with Cam leaving, you have to end up with one of those QBs in 2021, and I'm hoping that's the case because that's the only logical.
Yeah,
the only logical conclusion.
I think it does happen naturally. I don't think we're going to be very good, and that's how I'm going into the season. I'm going into the season expecting us to be well under 500. I'm talking about 4-12, 5-11 in that range. That's where I'm expecting us to be. Yeah, in that range. I don't know if we're gonna be that bad, but yeah, I expect us to be bad. I don't know if we'll be that bad. I expect us to be. I don't know about 2-11 bad, but I expect us to be bad.
2-14.
I expect us to be picking in the top 10 next year. But even with that being said, there's no that being in the top 10 doesn't quite put you in range. You got to be in the top 2, top 3 picks. You got to be to really make it
2-14,
and it's just
2-14, 3-13.
And listen, I agree. You said it. You made a good point, and I think we're supposed to start OTAs April 6th, and
that ain't happening.
It's not exactly.
Well,
no, hold on. Let me finish. That is the early window for new coaches. That's that's when we're supposed to get started. So let's say April 6th, we're supposed to do all, and I think that's why you see guys like a PJ Walker, guys like Teddy Bridgewater. That's why we're going after those guys, because they know the systems already, and it's going to help us move a little bit quicker and kind of get over that gap a little bit. But even then, let's say, I think April 20th is when everybody else is supposed to start. If we don't get our head start, we're really in trouble. Like, we're going to be in big trouble.
The season might be even in jeopardy. I mean, they postponed the Olympics, like Slim said, but let's say the season goes on as scheduled. I think it's going to be the lockout all over again. I don't think people are going to be able to report to the building until August. Yeah. So to me, that's already going to put us behind the 8 ball. I'm expecting maybe not 2 wins, but I expect 3 to 5 wins. Not obviously, I would like to see that, which I know sounds bad, but literally the way the defense is just that terrible, I find a hard time to believe that if you have Dante Jackson right now slated as an outside corner and Cole Luke, granted all can change, I just think we're going to be bad. But a 6-10, no, I don't see 6-10, but we'll see.
6-10, that'll be tough. I mean, it depends, man. Like, it all depends on how the team, like, it all depends on how big of a motivator Rule truly is, too, right? If he can motivate
the first season, like, I don't agree. But we'll
so
see.
If Slim thinks 6-10, that was Rivera's first year. What was he? 6-10, 5-11. Yeah,
6-10.
I think he was. Yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate it. I know we got time on our hands, so y'all be back on next Monday.
Yeah, for sure.
Always.
For sure.
All right.
I ain't going nowhere, man. They canceling my concert, so I got to change my flight for this wedding. I ain't going nowhere.
All right, let me get to this other call, and then we'll try to get a mock in. Let me see if I can get a mock in.
See ya.
All right.
Nowhere, man. They canceling my concerts.
All right, 727, what's good? Thank you for holding.
Oh, no problem, man. What's going on, Rashad? What's going on, Dave?
What up?
Come on, man.
Y'all staying safe out there?
Yeah, man. We safe. Quarantined all day, B. I ain't going nowhere.
Quarantine, man.
I'm the quarantine king, fam.
I ain't left my house in days, man. This is wild to me.
What y'all been doing, man? I've been real bored, so when the podcast come on, man, it makes my night.
You want some recommendations?
But, yeah, what y'all been up to?
Listen, man, go to Amazon.com and get you either a PS4 or an Xbox and get some games popping.
Well, I got a PS4. I just been playing Madden and stuff, but you know
that's your problem. That's your problem right there. That's your problem right there. You need to expand. You need to expand your palette. Get you some Doom Eternal. Get you some Street Fighter.
Yeah. A few of my homeboys just
expand your palette.
It's good. You've been playing it?
Doom Eternal. Yeah, I've been getting killed. It's been pretty brutal. It's humbling me. It's probably gonna humble you more than being stuck in your house all day. I haven't gone online yet because I'm trying to play through the campaign to get my confidence built. Then I'm gonna go online and see how it goes. But I already know how this is gonna go. It's gonna get pretty ugly. And there's some pretty good shows you can catch too, man. Like there's some pretty good shows. You know what I'm saying? You can get on Instagram Live and watch some of these quarantine DJ sets. I mean,
man, I just rewatched The Wire. That was like my fourth time rewatching it. So definitely go find some new shows.
Yeah, I've been.
If you haven't watched Breaking Bad, make it happen, man.
Yeah, that's a good.
You got plenty of time.
I've seen Breaking Bad.
Get Better Call Saul popping, man.
I just finished up All American season 2 is really good.
I haven't seen All American.
Yo, that's a good one, bro. It's a good one. I like All American a lot.
All American's on Netflix, right?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. All American is good.
Okay. I'll probably do that.
I'm about to pick up. I think I'm starting this Tiger King joint. I heard it was crazy. It is kind of wild, but I'm watching that joint now too.
Tiger King,
Tiger King. It's wild, bro. King? I can't even get into it. It's real wild about this dude that owned tigers illegally, and he's been doing some. It's crazy. I gotta finish it, and I've been halfway watching it, but it's wild. It's wild. But anyway, yeah, and I'm about to start On My Block season 3, whenever. But yeah, I just been Netflixing it up, bro.
Yeah, I got to.
And
doing puzzles. Want to get that mock in.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. You got it.
So I'll keep it real quick. I just want to ask y'all, so like, do you think Cam hasn't been signed? First of all, he probably can't pass a physical, right? And nobody can get in the building and do physicals with all this coronavirus going on.
Yeah, so
that could be a big. That could be a big thing.
That's a good point. Let me jump in there real quick. This is a good point because if yes, a physical, you have to pass a physical, and if he cannot pass a physical, and we cut Cam Newton, we owe him money for injury settlement. So that's maybe part of the reason why he's still around. If he can't, I'm not a doctor. I don't know his status. I don't know if he can pass a physical or not. But if he cannot, I'm just putting out the facts. If he cannot pass a physical, then and we just release him, we owe him an injury settlement.
And then the thing is, if he can't pass a physical, the fan base now has to officially understand, like, yo, that's why we went and get Bridgewater and Walker.
That's why I've been hesitant to jump out the window and say, oh, just release him, because I don't know the details. I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt with this, but that's my fault. Go ahead.
This offseason's been one hell of a ride, from Luke retiring to all of this stuff. So it's real easy to be, to forget a lot of stuff. But I think a lot of us have forgotten, like, hey, you got to pass a physical, and with what's been going on with him, it doesn't seem like he'll be able to pass one right now. I was watching TV. I took it with a grain of salt, but someone called in and was like, they have a source on the inside, and they say Cam, like, his foot is way worse than what was reported and stuff like that. I took it with a grain of salt, but it's like something's going on, especially with today, with Ron not even trying to make a move for Cam. And then also I need to ask y'all, with Ron making this big mistake and getting fleeced like this, did he really have more say than we thought he did while he was with us? Because that was a really bad move on his part. And then they let their best cornerback go. It's like, what's going on, man? Like, we can, Hurney's made a lot of mistakes. Gettleman made a lot of mistakes. But what's going on right now with these Redskins, I'm asking myself, like, hey, Ron, did you have a lot more say than we think you did while you were here? I just want to ask y'all that. Like, what do y'all think?
I don't know the answer to that question. I don't know the answer to the question whether Ron had power. I don't know. I have no idea. But I don't think it was a smart move to get Kyle Allen, give up a 5th-round pick. I don't think that was very smart, especially
they could have kept Case Keenum.
If you're not that, and if you're not confident in Haskins, you were in prime position to go get a Tua or something like that. Like you can fix that problem if you really wanted to. So I don't know what they're doing. I'm not a Redskins fan. I don't tune into other teams like that, to be honest with you. When if it ain't what's rocking over here, I got to figure out what's going over here first. I've been on
Twitter.
Yeah.
And I've seen some of their fans, and they're like, it's what they've been saying. I just picked up on it today. But yeah, if it ain't Panthers really related, I don't really.
I'm really trying to figure out what we got going over here. And if it was nothing going on over here, I've been trying to dig into this Cam Newton situation, because people been killing the Panthers for not letting them go, and I don't know whether to route. I don't know whose side to go on, because I get it from the Panthers' perspective. You got to try to get something for them. I get it from their perspective, and from Cam's perspective, I get it. You got to let me go. I got to do what I got to do. And then when you got this whole COVID-19 crap, you don't know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So it's so much in the air right now that we don't really know. Well, it's easy for us to say, yeah, the Panthers are effing it up, and we botched it. which is probably true. I don't know, but I really don't know. I honestly don't know. So it's just tough. I just hope it all ends well, and Cam, I hope it ends well for both sides. That's all I can say. I hope he gets to go to a team he wants to play for, or he chooses to go to, and we end up getting some compensation for. I hope it works out both ways. But I don't know.
Yeah, I hope it works out for him, man.
I don't know, man.
But shoot, that's really all I have to say. I wish y'all podcast got more love than like some of these other ones, man. Y'all come with the facts and like how y'all put the presentations together. Like y'all just don't turn on the camera and talk. Like y'all actually take time to basically get everything going. It takes time to put those PowerPoints together. So I appreciate that. Everybody in the chat, hit the like button. Continue to show that love, and let's always keep it.
I appreciate
it,
that.
man.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. Yeah. We gonna do better. Listen, we not one of those podcasts that like get out here and put out wild, stupid facts and try to get clickbait. That's not our vibe. We not Pat got his lane as far as the comedic aspect. We just not that type of show. We just bring the facts. So, you come here, it's a special type of fan that comes here. We look at the game a little different. So, it's cool. Like I'm cool with our little core group here. I'm okay, and if it gets out to the rest of everybody, so be it. But I like our vibe right here, man. Y'all, I like the callers are good. We just trying to help. I appreciate it.
Yeah, y'all got a good thing going, man. Let's always remember, keep pounding.
Appreciate it, man.
All right.
All right. So do you want to run this mock, or do you...
Oh yeah, I'm in, man. Look, I ain't got nothing else better to do.
Just making sure, cause we are quarantined, so I'm just making sure we got.
Listen, man.
I ain't got to get up.
I got to get up.
I ain't got to get up.
Nah, I'm trying to start my day at 6:30 in the morning, man.
Let me see if I can figure this out real quick.
Before everybody comes in and start calling me, get some work done. Let's get this mock popping. I won't be able to see it, I don't think.
Nah, yeah. I'm gonna put it. Just give me 1 second, because I gotta figure out this. No, not presentation.
First, you had to share the screen, right?
Yeah, I'm not. I gotta fix the presentation real quick. Give me 1 second.
Let's see here. Meanwhile.
All right.
But yeah, man, you've been checking out any of those them online DJ sets, man?
No, I haven't. I'm introvert, man. I'm good.
I saw Nice, which is pretty good, and I watched some of D Nice's yesterday. He didn't have 100K viewers, but it was pretty good. Questlove was pretty good. There was some pretty good DJs that showed up yesterday. Common did a live show a few days ago. So I mean, it's pretty dope. Like, there's a lot of opportunity to catch some folks that you've never seen live, since now nobody can perform. So a lot of artists are starting to perform live on Instagram.
Shout out to D'Angelo, man. I appreciate
Appreciate it, D'Angelo.
Those funds. It goes a long way to paying for our subscriptions and all that. But
all the subs.
But I appreciate it. And Aggie Pride though. You had me into the Aggie Pride.
Oh man, this guy said Southern.
Nation.
Yo, man, listen, man, you cost me a trip to the Celebration Bowl, your boys. I made a deal with my wife. I said, look, if Southern gets to the Celebration Bowl, I'm going. All you had to do was take care of business, and y'all didn't.
All right, so y'all ready to do this? Let me make it a little bit bigger so y'all can see. A little bit bigger. All right. All right, so let's get it. It's going to start. Can you see it, Dave?
I can see it. It's going to be delayed, but I'll wait.
Let me take myself off the view here.
Oh, you can put the screen up?
Yeah. Hold on.
Well, no, I can't see the screen because of the way the Zoom's set up.
Give me one.
I don't have a way to see your screen.
Oh, yeah. Hold on 1 second.
Oh, you have a way?
I might.
All right. Yeah, I don't want you to break anything, Technology hasn't been kind to all this
give me 1 second.
All this internet bandwidth being utilized.
Let me share this window. All right. You should be good now.
Look at God.
All right. Shout out to Zoom, man. All right.
This is pretty awesome.
All right, so where are we at? Shoot, available players.
Look at it. Look who's there. Justin Hubert.
So Okuda went to the Lions.
The Lions.
So where we gonna go here, man? Becton Brown. It's between Becton and Brown.
Brown. You saw a roster. You know what we need. Let's not do that. Go ahead and take Brown because this was gonna happen.
I think
I'm just trying
if it did end up like this, I do think the pick is gonna be Brown.
Oh yeah. No, well, I don't know. They might take Herbert. They might take Hubert.
Nah, bruh. Can't happen.
You'll have a heart attack. I know you will.
All right, so we gonna rock with Brown. But I will say in these mocks I've done, I've seen a lot of Okuda. A lot of Okuda has been there at 7. A lot. All right, so we got. This is interesting because Del Pitt is here, a safety. We got offensive tackle. Diggs. I like Diggs a lot. I would look at Diggs here. I'm breaking my rule for Diggs. For Alabama cornerbacks, I like Diggs.
Raekwon Davis.
Yeah,
It was only a matter of time. No, I'm just talking about the name. I don't know how talented he is or what.
I'm thinking Diggs here, bro. I'm thinking Diggs. I like Diggs a lot, bro.
I was wondering about this.
Del Pitt. Yeah,
I'm looking at Del Pitt, man, because the value's there.
This is tough. Okay.
But either way, you know what's happening right now, right?
What?
2 defensive players, first 2 rounds.
I see. I hear you.
So either way, you can pick the cat of the litter.
We'll go BPA. We'll go Del Pitt.
Things that I notice.
All right. So.
All right, now this gets interesting.
Yeah, it does.
Because there's some running backs up there. I'm like,
Nah. I'm cool on running back. Not in the 3rd.
Pittman.
I'm looking at not that high. There's other wide receivers I take later, so I'm looking at Hall here.
None of the offensive tackles.
Wilson.
I'm trying to listen.
Wilson or Hall. We need a cornerback, Dave. I'm thinking Hall, man.
They said, yeah. Some folks are saying Pittman. Some folks are saying Hall. We took Del Pitt in the 2nd round.
The wide receiver's so deep, I can get wide receiver later. Look at the wide receivers.
That's really good value for Pittman, fam.
See if it's Gandy go. I can get receiver later.
Slim said Pittman. I think we gotta take Pittman, man. Like, if you're talking about wide receivers and you don't want to take a running back, I think Pittman's probably the pick, bro. My opinion. I understand we need a corner.
I like Hall a lot.
Hall or Arnett. I mean, take Hall. We can take Hall. That's 3 rounds, 3 defense.
I'm rolling with Hall, man.
Now go ahead. That's fine. Keep it moving.
I'm rolling with Hall. I like Hall a lot.
Pittman is good value, though, Slim. I agree with you. But now 3 rounds in, 3 defensive players. And all 3 could be starting. And now what we looking like? You want to take that wide receiver now?
I don't know. We'll see who's here. Inside off, we can take a guard right here. I like Damian Lewis. I like Damian Lewis at guard. Got the LSU connect. What y'all thinking? KJ Hill. Saying KJ Hill is nice. Hill or Lewis. I'm thinking Lewis.
We need a lineman, that's for sure.
I think I'm gonna roll with Lewis.
I tell you what, man, I'm looking at this mock draft, and so far, the only offensive take Lewis. That's fine.
That's Lewis.
The only player did we put in that extra pick in for us?
Yeah, it's in here. It's already, dude. They had it updated like 2 seconds after it happened. I came to do a mock just to check.
You sure? Because it ain't there.
No, it's right here. 148.
Oh, 158. Oh, okay.
148 is the pick. This is the pick we just traded for. So before we even go, I like a size right here. I like him a lot. Or I like Hand. We can double dip a cornerback and get Hand. Got the Temple Connect. I like Cephas here. I like a lot of guys. That's good value here.
So now you could take one and then take the other one with the next picks. So only 3 picks down. So
you're saying Devin Duvernay at wide receiver.
Everybody's saying take Devin, man. I don't know about this Devin fellow. 5'11", 202. Underdeveloped player. I'll take him. Let's see who's left. We'll get one of the other guys. Han will probably be there. I don't think Asai and Han will go within 3 picks. I'll play the odds here.
We already got a 4-3 dude. Ain't gonna be no. Doesn't matter if you ran a 4-3, we can't give him the ball. We got a 4-2, 4-3 dude. We can't get him the ball. All right, what you thinking, Dave?
I'm gonna roll with the chat, man. Let's take Devin.
They're saying Devin.
Let's take Devin.
I don't like that pick. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Guess what? Is Hand there?
No. But I do like a side here.
Yeah, you can take a side. I said one of them will be there, so a side's there.
Let me see who else is here. What y'all thinking here for the next one? We have a safety already. We have Delpit. I'm gonna roll with a size.
Yeah, get your tight end, man.
I got him. Let's see here. Jacob Phillips. I don't know much about Phillips.
This is number 6
They're
round,
like
right?
triple dipping on receiver.
Oh, Gandy Golden.
They're saying Heron. That Heron. I'm not mad at that pick.
Take him. Take him, man.
I'll take Heron.
Realistically, I don't see us double dipping at wide receiver.
It's possible. We'll run it back. Let me see. I like the dude from Baylor at Ed. No, it's not Edge. Oh, he gone. He's out of here.
Well,
this is. I take a run. Where the running backs at? They gone.
They're probably gone, man. I don't know any of these cats.
James Lynch, yeah, he's gone. He used to go in like the 6th. I should have got him there. Double dip. Yeah, it's pretty much all that's here is wide receivers.
Check a corner. AJ Green.
Oh, they said the Baylor running back. I'll take the Baylor running back. The Baylor
Might
Connect.
as well. You can see that, and you can legit see that happening.
The Baylor Connect. That's cool.
All right, that's it. That's the end of the draft.
Yeah, I want to run that one back.
That's fine.
Let's see who we got here. Derek Brown, Delpit. I like the first four. Y'all threw me off with Duvernay. But I like the first four picks.
A lot of LSU too. 2 LSU players. Baylor Connect. I wouldn't be mad at this draft. Filled some of my needs.
Let's run it back. Let's run one back. Trying to make me pay, bro. I already paid.
I'll make you pay again, man. Nah. No money. Did I just see Mr. Rule up there?
Yeah, making sense of the Panthers rebuild on the fly. I gotta read that actually. I gotta read that. Why can't I scroll?
All right, let's go.
Let's run it back, see what happens.
Let's go.
I think we're gonna get a CUDA on this one.
Yep. Kuda's there.
Yep. Akuda's here.
So that's all. And you know what's funny? Detroit took Derek Brown.
Yeah, I could see that happening too.
So there you go.
Hey, no discussion there.
None.
But I think it makes it difficult to get an interior lineman. Like the drop off is so crazy.
Oh yeah, man. Like I think that's out the window now.
Like you could get somebody, but
Jordan Love is sitting there at in the second round.
Higgins.
Jordan Love is sitting there in the second round.
I'm good, man. I'm good on quarterback.
I'm just saying.
I'm good on quarterback.
But are the Panthers good on quarterback?
I don't know.
Slim saying Jordan Love, man.
I'm good on quarterback.
I know you don't want to do it.
They're saying Rhaegar, Higgins.
BPA's a running back. We ain't doing that.
Right.
BPA
is a running back. So
yeah,
we'll take
2 running backs and then the quarterback.
Higgins. I've never taken Higgins in a draft.
Why, sir?
No, I just haven't. It never felt that way.
Well, he was available in the second round, last round too.
Kenneth Murray. Higgins Pro was trash.
It was. You mean the combine?
No, I'm just reading it. I'm reading the chat.
He had his pro day?
Yeah, I think Clemson had their pro day.
Oh, okay. Oh, before the Rona.
Let me see. What about?
We're not going that deep, fam. You better scroll up a bit.
No, I'm just looking, bro.
I'm just making sure.
And this is based off of their rankings. Like everybody's board is gonna be different. So what y'all thinking? You thinking Murray? Thinking Murray?
Take Murray. Is he inside or out?
He's gonna be probably middle.
Yeah, you might need to take him.
Let's take Murray.
we took Murray.
If it was me, I would.
Some folks are saying Love, man.
I would.
Some folks are saying we probably should have took the quarterback.
So I can get him in the third. I could have waited and got him in the third. now I can take. Now I can take him. I'll take him here.
Yeah, you might as well take him there.
Yeah, I guess I complicated.
That ain't realistic, though.
I got it complicated so much that I got him in the third. How about that?
Well, are you going to take him in the third?
I'm just looking.
No, you should take him. Now you got to take him. Like if Jordan Love is sitting there in the third round, you got to take him at that point.
We'll run it back.
You got to take him. No, you got to take him. We know it's not realistic, but if he's sitting there in the third round, you got to take him. You have to. The value's too good there at that point.
I'll take Thaddeus Moss here.
Thaddeus.
Oh, crap. One second, peeps. But yeah. Who do we have so far? Let's take a look. Okuda, Murray. I think we need some. Let's check out the offensive linemen and defensive linemen. Yep, my bad. So the Zoom meeting ended. Can you hear me, Dave?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Are we still on the air?
Yeah, we still out. The Zoom meeting ends. You get a 40-minute limit.
I thought it was only if you have more than two people.
We did at one point.
Oh wow! So it turns out. When the call in happened.
Yep.
That's all right.
Get a guard here, tackle. Let's see the offensive tackles.
I don't see your screen no more, but that's no big deal.
Oh, I can reshare. Give me 1 second. Let me reshare. All right, you should be able to see now.
All right, we in there. So what round are we on? Fourth, fifth, fourth.
We'll take Lewis. I'll take Lewis there.
I'll put the chat back up. All right, it's time to get that Redskins pick, man.
It's coming right here.
It's that Redskins pick.
I take Tyler Johnson here.
Yeah.
Oh, no, wait, who we got? I don't even know who we got. Yeah, I'll probably take Tyler Johnson here. We get Tyler.
Take the Gopher.
Yep. And then
double dip a wide receiver in the fifth round?
I don't know. We can take Khalil Davis here. We don't have an interior defensive lineman, do we?
Nope, because we didn't get Derrick Brown at 7.
No, we could take your boy here.
Probably should.
Khalil Davis or the Baylor Connect. 3-6. Yeah, I'll rock with him. Take Lynch here. Lynch it's a bit early, but I'll take Lynch. He's a bit of a reach, right? I can't take him there. I take
Davis, man.
Took Davis.
Jordan Love got caught with a gas mask.
That's what happened. That's why he fell. I take.
Well, it don't matter now. It's allowed now.
We didn't get a safety, did we? No.
Nah.
I take Tanner Muse there. He got the speed. He looking like a
Could have took Andy Golden though, man.
Colin Jones wannabe.
Colin Pones.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if Lynch is Lynch gone. Yeah, he gone. He be getting out of here. I'll be waiting too late for Lynch. All right. Oh, I'll take Juwan Jennings. That's a nice little steal in the 7th.
Nice. Let's see what we got popping.
What y'all think of this one?
I like the fact we got Oak there.
It's a nice little jump. Couple wide receivers. I'll do one more.
Yeah, we do one more.
One more, and then we'll call it quits.
All right, let's make a deal, man.
What's up?
If 2 is there at 7, we got to take him.
We'll rock with that and see what happens. He's gone.
Well, no Tua.
Thank goodness. Okuda's here again. So Brown.
Did the Lions take Brown again?
Yes.
Yep. That might be the difference, man. Like the Lions might dictate.
Yes, I've seen Okuda there a lot. I've seen this happen a lot. If this happens, I'd be elated. I wouldn't trade back if Okuda's there. I would trade back if Brown and Kinlaw were there. I would trade back.
How far back?
I don't know. Y'all trying to rock with Patrick Queen on linebacker? Or Blacklock, Queen?
Probably should take Blacklock.
Yeah, I'm thinking that too.
Yeah, probably should take Blacklock.
I'm thinking Blacklock because this is.
You got to get the interior lineman situation, man. You probably got to take Blacklock at this point. I know folks want to take the linebacker, but man,
I take Blacklock.
I'm thinking we got to take Blacklock. It's not about sleeping on Rieger. It's about position, man. Because Rieger's what position does Rieger play?
Receiver.
Nah, we can't do that.
Peoples Jones.
What a last name.
So 3rd round here. What y'all thinking about? A lot of safeties here. Edge. We've never drafted an edge.
Josh Oosh.
They're saying Hall. Oh, Willie Gay for linebacker. Hall is gone.
Oh, you want your linebacker, get him now. A little bit of a reach, but if you need a linebacker, you may want to get him now. I'm assuming really Willie Gay plays middle.
So they're saying Duggar from Lenore Ryan.
Or the wide receiver from Arizona State. Pull up that kid. I don't even know who that is. Oh, he played for Herm, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sun Devils. Rieger. Somebody said Rieger's still there.
Nah, I don't see him. All right, so you want to go with Brand? Let's see what Brandon. I don't even know how to say his last name. 6'2". What y'all thinking? Chin. I've seen. Or we could. We'll take the. We'll take the shoot. This is a tough one. Oh, what about offensive lineman? We got tackles here. We got Isaiah Wilson, 6'7", 340.
Georgia, you might need to take him, man.
Want to go offensive tackle?
Y'all interested in going tackle? Chat.
Peoples Jones or Isaiah Wilson, or anything else. Chin. They're saying Chin. I don't know anything about Chin. I'm gonna be honest with y'all.
Isaiah Wilson is huge, man. Yeah, I think I would take the lineman.
He could. All right.
We need a lineman bad, right? You out here talking about Okung's not gonna make the team.
Let's rock Wilson. I just picked somebody. I was hanging out on that pick too long.
Yeah, before we get cut off by Zoom again.
Right.
Note to self, we probably should do the next time when we do the episode, we probably should do the mock drafts before we do the calls.
Tight end. Damian Lewis there again.
To get 2 linemen.
Double dip. Or tight end. Think Thaddeus Moss, tight end. Quarterly.
Moss or Al O. Oh, yeah, probably. Let's take Thaddeus, man. Let's get Randy Moss's kid.
Unless you connect, I'm down.
Yeah, let's get Thaddeus, man. Give him Thaddeus.
Coming up on the Redskins pick.
Yes, sir. Well, ain't the Redskins pick no more?
Or our pick from the Redskins.
Our pick.
A lot
of
tight
ends. Devin.
A lot of tight ends here.
Hand.
Oh yeah, Harrison Hand. Another Temple connect. Connecting the dots. We got Hand. I'll double dip a receiver. Do we have a receiver? Did we pick a receiver? I thought we picked one.
I don't think we did.
No, we didn't pick one yet.
Oh, so let's go get Jesus. Where's our guy at? Get Quintez Cephas.
Yeah, I'll take Cephas or
I would take Cephas.
I'll take Cephas here. I like Cephas. Tanner Muse again. Do we have a safety? No safety.
My man said he's unemployed. Cam said he's unemployed on Twitter, on Instagram, man.
Did he? That mean they released him?
He said, I'm hungry now, hungrier. I'm unemployed. You want me to cry? I'm just going to work. Yeah, well, we'll see. No, I don't think he's officially released yet. But he out here trying to hit this gym up, though.
Yeah, he posts that joint a lot. All right, who we going? Gandy Gaulden or Tanner?
We got do we for safety?
Yeah, I take Tanner. Gandy Gaulden would have been a nice little double dip. I ain't gonna lie. Let's see if the Baylor Connect is there. He's never there, but I'm gonna check. Nope. All right. Let's cancel that. Oops. A lot of wide receivers here. I don't know any of these cats. Oh, Grayland Arnold. Baylor Connect. Oh, Alex Taylor, South Carolina State kid. 6'9", 308. I might have to take a flyer, Dave. I'm taking a flyer on him. Was that the 7th? I think that was the 7th round.
That was it.
I'll take that in the 7th. 6'9", 308. You got to take a flyer.
Is there any Aggies in there, man?
Nah, ain't no Aggies, B.
There should be.
It's a disrespect.
No. You think they'll roll with people that win, winning.
All right, Trump. You sound like Trump, dude.
Winning. No, that's Charlie Sheen.
I like
winning.
I like this. I kind of like this draft.
That's a pretty good one. Covered a lot of the needs. Got a corner, got a safety, got the wide receiver. Only thing we didn't grab was an edge.
All right, Dave, that's gonna do it, man. You want to take us out? We're gonna get up out of here. Hold on.
Yeah, man. We're back on Spotify. We're back on Apple Podcasts. You can follow us follow us on YouTube at Panther Nation Podcast. We have a Facebook page, Panther Nation Podcast. You can follow us on Twitter at Panther Nation PC. You can follow me on Twitter at ChampD1012. We gave you guys 2.5 hours of content tonight, man. I hope y'all enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, man. We gave you guys 150 minutes of straight content. We did mock draft, talk about all the free agents that we had. We went across the board, man. So make sure you spread the word. Let folks know what we're doing right now. And we'll see you Monday. And depending on how it's looking like with the Rona, we might start at 8 again next week.
Yeah, we might. Yeah, that's a good point. All right, man. Peace out.
Always remember,
see y'all.
Keep pounding, guys.
Keep pounding. Peace out.